Football's ultimate defender, making Messi run scared. Like, share and subscribe. Episode 51. Undercover? A natural leader, using Barcelona's tactics to defeat Barcelona. Henderson covered his face in annoyance. He did not go to the referee to argue. Because he did kick Andre Gomez's calf just now. It was indeed a foul. There was nothing wrong with the referee's decision. Andre Gomez saw the referee award a free kick and immediately climbed up from the grass. There was no trace of the pain just now. There was still a smile of success on his face. Barcelona created another free kick opportunity. The position is almost the same as the first free kick, and it is even closer to the goal. Messi will take the penalty. Liverpool began to arrange the human wall. Chen Mo also ran into the penalty area this time. His bounce and prediction were enough for him to help defend the free kick. Karius was extremely nervous. He kept directing his teammates to arrange the position of the human wall. Because he lost 2 goals in a row, it was impossible to say that he had no psychological fluctuations. He did not have a strong mental attribute. Now his confidence was even more fragile. He could see clearly the roar and anger of the head coach Klopp on the sidelines. If they were not still in the game, he felt that Klopp would eat him alive. How could he not be anxious and nervous? If Barcelona really reversed, he would be the sinner of Liverpool. He would be nailed to the pillar of shame forever. Become the background board of the classic inventory of eternal reversal. Just like Paris Saint-Germain. As long as Barcelona's reversal is mentioned, it will come to mind immediately. Karius. He personally created Barcelona's epic reversal. Calm down. Relax and don't be nervous. I will help defend. Chen, seeing Karius's nervous look, Mo still ran up to comfort him. But whether it worked or not, it was hard to understand. The human wall was arranged. Messi put the football on the free kick spot and placed it carefully, then 903 retreated several steps. The referee blew the whistle, indicating that it could start. In an instant, Liverpool's human wall was in a state of panic. Everyone was very alert. In order to prevent Messi from rolling the ball, Robertson even lay directly behind the human wall. Chen Mo locked his eyes on Messi at the moment of the whistle. Messi took a small step to run up. He raised his left foot and shot at the bottom of the football. There was no pause. Falling leaf ball. Chen Mo made a prediction instantly. The flight path of the ball was not far from him. He moved quickly. At the moment the football was shot out, he jumped up suddenly. He fully utilized his jumping ability. As predicted, the football flew towards him. Chen Mo focused on the football and stretched his body as much as possible in the air. He tilted his head back to face the football, ready to headbutt. But the distance of the football was getting shorter and shorter. Suddenly, a huge force hit him from behind. The back of his head seemed to be hit by someone. His body lost balance instantly, his head was a little dizzy, and he plunged into the grass. Finally, he fell heavily on the grass. At the same time, he saw the person behind him. Karius. He still kept raising his arms. The football was not disturbed by his raised palms at all, and passed over his head without any obstruction. Karius was so scared when he saw this, that he quickly leaned back and jumped up and raised his hands desperately, trying to hit the football. But it was useless. Instead, he fell backwards with his teeth and claws. AFFA. The ball went into the goal. Barcelona scored again. Chen Mo felt dizzy and felt a burning pain in the back of his head. Even though the referee blew the whistle to indicate that the goal was valid. Suarez fished the ball out of the goal and ran to the midfield. Chen Mo was unable to get up. The world was spinning in front of his eyes. Another shrill whistle. The referee quickly waved to the sidelines. Teammates also waved eagerly. Team doctor, come up quickly. Van Dijk waved and shouted anxiously, Mo, injured. Klopp quickly asked the team doctor to rush up. People also stood on the sidelines, nervously. The whole person was gloomy. Staring at Karius fiercely, as if he wanted to kill him. Just now, he clearly saw that Chen Mo jumped high and was about to headbutt the ball. But Karius didn't know that the string was wrong. He chose to take the initiative, rushed forward and punched the football, but the ball didn't hit him, but hit Chen Mo's back of the head hard. Sell Karius to me at the end of this season. You are a bastard who is more likely to cause trouble than to do good. The assistant coach ignored Klopp and stared at Chen Mo worriedly. Wijnaldum was already injured in the midfield. If Chen Mo is injured again now, Liverpool will only have Emery to replace. Barcelona is in high spirits again. Maybe they can really turn the tables. The field was in chaos. Suarez, Messi, and Pique surrounded the referee. They kept complaining about Chen Mo. They said Chen Mo was fine, and he was using the team doctor to delay the time. Now the most important thing for Barcelona is time. They are still behind. Even though it is now 4-1. But the big score is still 5-6, and they still have to score at least one goal to drag Liverpool into overtime. Scoring 2 goals is the only way to reverse the situation. Every minute is very precious to them. Just now, Mo was punched in the back of the head. This is a fact. For the safety of the players, it must be confirmed by the team doctor. This is responsible for life. The referee said sternly, life is more important than winning or losing. Curious. More than capable of doing things that will cause trouble. What on earth do you want to do? You actually took the initiative to attack. It would have been fine if you didn't destroy the ball, but you punched Chen Mo in the back of the head? Are you afraid that Barcelona can't reverse the situation? The team doctor is on the court. Chen Mo is still lying on the grass. It looks a bit serious. It may be a concussion. I hope it's okay. Liverpool really can't afford to be hurt now. Too abstract. The traitor has already revealed his chicken feet. I'm so impressed. Chen Mo has clearly predicted the ball path, he can completely destroy it. But Karius actually ran out to make trouble. Karius, you are so awesome. With Chen Mo has a grudge? He's behind the scenes? I'm also convinced. Teammates can handle it, why do you have to attack? Chen Mo is too difficult. Teammates are unreliable. Undercover confirmed. Barcelona's best player of the game, Karius is the best. Mo. Where do you feel uncomfortable? Are you feeling uncomfortable? Are you feeling nauseous? The team doctors surrounded Chen Mo, constantly checking and asking questions. But Chen Mo's eyes were spinning, and their voices were also very chaotic. He was dizzy. He knew that this was a concussion. Karius, do I have a grudge against you? He didn't care about these. He quickly turned on the system. System uses the injury recovery card. Used successfully. At the same time as getting the system. A coolness spread throughout the body, and the burning pain in the back of the head quickly dissipated. The vision became clear, and the dizziness disappeared quickly. The sound in his ears also became clearly audible. He sat up from the grass and shook his head quickly. Mo? Are you feeling unwell? The team doctor asked quickly. No discomfort. I was just a little confused just now. Chen Mo replied. He didn't want to be substituted. In the current situation, if he was substituted, Liverpool would be in real trouble. Look here. What is this? Is there any double vision? Is it clear? The team doctor raised his hand, stretched out 2 fingers in front of Chen Mo's eyes, and began to ask Chen Mo. Equals. No double vision. Very clear. Do you feel weightless? No. Chen Mo answered affirmatively. D. The team doctor was relieved and gestured to the sidelines, indicating that Chen Mo was fine. Chen Mo also climbed up from the grass. Mo, are you sure you're okay? Don't need to go to the hospital for a checkup? Van Dijk was the first to run over to show concern. Henderson followed closely behind. Don't be careless. A head hit is a big deal. Don't insist if there is a problem. I'm really fine. Chen Mo shook his head at the 2 of them affirmatively. Then he followed the team doctor to the sidelines. Chen Mo is fine. Thank God. If Chen Mo was also injured, Liverpool can be really dangerous. Jean Jun breathed a sigh of relief. Zhang Lu followed and said, indeed. Chen Mo is indeed very important. Liverpool must defend well now. Otherwise, with the current situation, Barcelona is likely to reverse. The game resumed. Barcelona still pressed the ball all over the field without sparing any effort. The ball changed hands several times. After Liverpool lost the ball, they would counter-grab it as soon as possible. The 2 sides fought continuously. The rhythm of the game became more and more stumbling. Barcelona made several long shots. They were all resolved by Van Dijk and Lovren. On the Liverpool side, Chen Mo made 2 consecutive long passes, one to Maine, whose long shot was blocked by Ter Stegen. One to Solanke. As a result, this guy shot and gave a strange performance. The left foot shot swept across, and the right foot blocked the ball out. In the stoppage time of the first half, Barcelona got a corner kick. Iniesta passed the ball and hoisted it into the penalty area. Suarez headed the ball. Karius made a desperate save, but he was still a step late. Fortunately, the crossbar helped and blocked the ball. Chen Mo appeared accurately at the second landing point and kicked the ball out. Halftime break. In the Liverpool dressing room, the atmosphere was extremely depressing. Barcelona's consecutive goals in the first half were really hurtful. Especially the opponent's goals were not inevitable, but entirely due to the low-level mistakes of their own teammates. Still continuous low-level mistakes. This time the opponent was strong, and the inevitable goals were even more hurtful to morale. There was a feeling that we were about to fight to the death. Why did you surrender and be dragged down by your teammates? The culprit was sitting in his seat at the moment. Covered with a towel, he held his head and almost buried it between his legs. Karius was ashamed to face the people of Jiangdong at this moment. If he was an undercover agent, he would not have any psychological burden at this moment. But he was not. He wanted to win and help the team, but he always tried too hard. I don't know what happened, he always did bad things with good intentions. If his teammates stood up and scolded him and beat him up, he would feel much better. But no one did that. There was not even any blame. Even Lovren, who was already furious, did not rush up to question him. This made him feel even more guilty. He felt like he was the sinner of Liverpool. Yeah. Just at this moment, several slaps rang out. Chen Mo's face flushed and he yelled at everyone excitedly. He couldn't help it when he saw that Captain Henderson hadn't stepped up yet. He didn't care if it was appropriate or not, he felt that someone needed to step up. He didn't want to lose. He didn't want Yossi to step on Liverpool to advance. From the first time he entered the Barcelona first team, he defended Messi alone and offended Messi, to the conflict with Messi in the first round, and the strong response in this game. All of these made him stand on the opposite side of Messi. He didn't want to see Messi win the most. We are no worse than Barcelona. This is Anfield. Our Liverpool's home ground. Are the fans outside still supporting us with roars? We have no right to be dejected. Use our full strength. Barcelona is not scary. We could beat 5 of them in the first round, and now at Anfield, why can't we beat them? Chen Mo's roar was full of incitement. Unless you admit that you are cowards. Are you cowards? Answer me loudly. No. In an instant, the locker room roared loudly. Since you are not cowards, then let's start from the second half and let Barcelona know what Liverpool is. What Anfield is. Kill Barcelona. Chen Mo waved his arms and shouted at everyone. Kill Barcelona. Kill Barcelona. The locker room was instantly full of momentum. All teammates shouted at the top of their lungs, their eyes full of blood. Even Karius was infected by the atmosphere and became murderous. He roared in his heart. He would never lose the ball in the second half. Never. At the door of the locker room, Klopp, who wanted to go in, stopped when he heard Chen Mo's voice. As a result, he heard Chen Mo stirred up emotions and boosted the morale of the players, and he felt happy in his heart. Gerrard left just after he took over Liverpool. The locker room has always lacked a leader who can inspire the players and become the pillar of stability in the hearts of the players. Henderson can't do it. Others can't do it either. But now there is Chen Mo. Chen Mo is a natural leader, which makes Klopp very happy. He needs such a player. Seeing the morale is back, Klopp pushed the door and entered the locker room. The locker room suddenly became quiet. Klopp did not show anger, nor did he blame the players for their performance in the first half. Even Karius, who was so angry that he wanted to kill him, did not curse. After entering the locker room, he immediately found the tactical board. Second half. Let's change the formation. Play 433. Mo, you retreat. But I don't limit you to stay in the position of the defensive midfielder, you can make forward insertions according to your understanding. In the first half of the game, Barcelona used the free kick tactics and used Andre Gomes to create free kicks. Since they can use it, why can't we? In the second half, are we going to use Barcelona's tactics to attack Barcelona? Chamberlain, use your dribbling to create free kicks. At the same time, knock down more triangles. Main makes more breakthroughs. Move more in the opponent's ribs and use your personal ability. Barcelona's fullbacks will not retreat in time when they advance. Especially Alba, his physical strength is about the same. Seize the opportunity. Solanke. Use your ability to stand still and make more passes to Moore, who is advancing behind you. Let Moore shoot long shots. Remember, this is Anfield. I'm waiting for you to celebrate with me after the game. Episode 52. Shoot. Chen Mo is everywhere. There are no miracles at Anfield. Halftime is over. Welcome everyone to continue watching the second leg of the Champions League round of 16, Liverpool versus Barcelona. In the first half, Liverpool was 1-4 behind Barcelona. After 2 rounds, Liverpool led Barcelona 6-5. In the first half, Liverpool goalkeeper made a series of low-level mistakes and gave Barcelona 3 big gifts in a row, resulting in Barcelona currently only 1 goal behind Liverpool. In the second half, if Liverpool does not score, Barcelona only needs to score 1 goal to enter overtime. If they score 2 goals, they will complete the reversal of Liverpool. It's unimaginable. With a score of 5-1 in the first round, almost everyone thought that Liverpool had already made an emergency in advance and Barcelona could not reverse it. Even if Barcelona once created the Camp Nou miracle. But that was when Paris Saint-Germain led by 4 goals at home. But this time Liverpool led by 4 goals at Camp Nou. Apart from the home and away advantages, it is almost impossible for Barcelona to reverse their opponents at Liverpool's home Anfield. You know, there has never been a reversal at Anfield. But now Barcelona has caught up and is only 2 goals away from promotion. They still have 45 minutes to work hard. On the other hand, Liverpool. They were pushed to the edge of the cliff step by goalkeeper Karius. It is very likely that they will be defeated. Liverpool urgently needs changes in the second half. After Jean-June finished speaking, Jean-Louis immediately followed up. That's right. Liverpool needs to pay attention to 2 points now. One is Karius. The other is Andre Gomez. Liverpool needs to strengthen its defense, reduce the pressure on Karius, and try not to give Karius the opportunity to face the opponent's attack directly. Another point is very important. That is to limit Andre Gomez, don't fight him easily. This guy is the bait thrown by Barcelona, dribbling the ball in front of the penalty area, and his footwork is faster. He doesn't enter the penalty area. It seems that there is no threat, but his footwork is very fast, and once he picks up, it may cause a foul. Both goals came from the free kicks he created. Obviously, this is Valverde's special arrangement. He knows that it is difficult to break through Liverpool in mobile warfare. So he uses free kicks to create opportunities for Messi to score directly. Jean-Louis used to be a coach. He quickly saw through Barcelona's tactics. In fact, many football tactics are inseparable from a few points. Free kick tactics and corner kick tactics are the key research of all teams. Sometimes it is impossible to tear open the opponent's defense through mobile warfare, passing, and other offensive methods. Free kicks are opportunities to break through. Especially when the team has an alien like Messi who can kick free kicks as penalties, creating free kicks must be a very important means of breaking through. But Valverde didn't expect it. Klopp actually put Chen Mo's position in advance, making his tactics so successful. If Chen Mo roams in the middle, with Chen Mo's stealing ability and defensive ability, it is still difficult to create free kicks. Players on both sides are in place. The second half of the game officially begins. The 2 teams change sides and fight again. First, Barcelona's attack. From the current lineup, Klopp has indeed changed the team's position. Chen Mo is back in the middle. All Barcelona players are pressing forward, Liverpool is starting to retreat. Iniesta passes the ball to Andre Gomez, the same tactics as in the first half. Andre Gomez starts to dribble the ball to the penalty area, easily steals the ball, seduces Liverpool players, and shows Gomez temptation. Jean-June couldn't help but tease. But the teasing makes some sense. Andre Gomez dribbles the ball like this, slowly dangling in front of you, and the person goes where he goes. It's like a provocation in front of you, which can easily arouse the opponent's disgust. Just like Grealish can protect the ball. There is a fast frequency under his feet, but it is slow, dangling in front of you. Milner couldn't help it. But just as he was about to go up, he heard Chen Mo's voice, and saw Chen Mo raised his hand to signal him not to go over. Chen Mo quickly rushed towards Andre Gomez. Andre Gomez was delighted again. He felt that the bait was beginning to take the bait. He began to speed up his footsteps. But Chen Mo rushed in front of him, but did not rush to take action. Instead, he stabilized his body. Suddenly, a sudden feint of lunging forward frightened Andre Gomez so much that he hurriedly pulled the ball and tried to turn around and carry Chen Mo behind him. This would make it easier to foul the opponent. But at the moment he turned around, Chen Mo saw the opportunity and suddenly stretched out his leg to hook it. He hooked the football from Andre Gomez's feet to his own feet. Then he dribbled forward and passed Andre Gomez, who had turned around. Seeing that he was intercepted, Andre Gomez was stunned at first. Then he immediately screamed and fell to the ground. That expression was extremely painful. If you just look at him now, everyone probably thinks that Andre Gomez's leg was broken by Chen Mo. But this time the referee didn't blow the whistle at all, didn't even look at him, and let him lie on the ground. The Barcelona players wanted to express their dissatisfaction. But Chen Mo didn't dribble the ball too much, and directly launched a long diagonal pass. They didn't bother to find the referee and hurriedly retreated frantically. The football drew an extremely graceful arc in the air and landed precisely at Chamberlain's feet. The moment he got the football, Chamberlain followed Klopp's instructions and rushed the ball to the edge of Barcelona's penalty area. He began to cut in horizontally and dribbled the ball. Peak and Umtiti, who were returning to their defensive positions, suddenly felt familiar when they saw Chamberlain dribbling the ball. But before they had time to think about it, Paulinho, who was retreating, rushed directly to Chamberlain and decisively chose to shovel the football. Ah! A pig-killing scream sounded. Chamberlain lay on the ground, covering his calf, with a distorted expression in pain. This is not fake. Paulinho made a flying tackle and shoveled his calf. If it weren't for the shin guard, his calf would have been broken. The referee immediately stopped the game. He took out a yellow card for Paulinho. The flying tackle, just now, was a dangerous move. Yellow card warning. Why give me a yellow card? I didn't commit a foul at all. He was just diving. Paulinho rushed to the referee to defend himself. Other Barcelona players also ran to the referee. He was diving. This is definitely not a yellow card. What benefit did Liverpool give you? Andre Gomez was tackled to the ground just now, and there was no penalty? Are you targeting us, Barcelona? Yes. I was fouled just now. You ignored me falling to the ground. Andre Gomez heard his teammates' words and quickly spoke to the referee to prove it. But his words reminded the referee. He quickly took out the yellow card that was put back in his pocket and pointed it at Andre Gomez. I saw it with my own eyes just now. Chen Mo didn't touch you at all. You were faking. Don't quibble. I saw it clearly. He retorted what Andre Gomez wanted to say, and then warned Paulinho. And this is an obvious foul? You said you didn't foul, so what's the matter with the footprints on his calf socks? Do you need to lift your feet to compare? Don't question the penalty. Don't surround the referee and attack the referee. My patience is limited. Please don't continue to challenge my patience. Otherwise, I can only send you off with a red card. Stern warnings have been issued. Barcelona players, the players had no idea what to do. Chamberlain also got up from the ground, limped a few steps, and then recovered. Hard injury. No real injury, just pain. The referee awarded a free kick. Took out the foam spray and made a semicircle. Draw another human wall. Ter Stegen quickly began to form a human wall. On the sidelines, Valverde threw a punch in anger. Attention! They are using set-piece tactics. He yelled at the players on the field. Then he looked angrily at Klopp on the other side. And Klopp looked at him with a gloating look on his face. Valverde was so angry that he gnashed his teeth instantly. Fuck. You use my tactics to beat me. How shameless. So what if you get a set piece? You don't have Messi. You can't take a free kick as a penalty. Salah is not here. Main is not good at free kicks. Don't even think about scoring if you imitate my tactics. Main picked up the football, but soon Chen Mo ran over. How about letting me take this free kick? Chen Mo took the initiative to ask for the ball. The team's first free kicker is Salah, followed by Main, and Chen Mo is not included. He has never taken a free kick. But he has a skill card. Main was not unhappy when he heard Chen Mo say this. He knew Chen Mo's footwork. He can kick a weird outside instep arc ball. And so on. The free kick should not be bad. So he handed the football to Chen Mo without hesitation. Thanks. You're welcome. We are teammates. Anyone can take the penalty. Besides, I think your footwork is better. Main encouraged Chen Mo. He turned and walked towards the penalty area. Prepare to compete for the second landing point later. Chen Mo also wiped the surface of the football with his jersey and carefully placed the football. This position is very good. It is about 27 or 28 meters away from the goal. Liverpool used Barcelona's tactics and also got a free kick in a good position. Chen Mo took the initiative to find Main. Main handed the ball to Chen Mo. Chen Mo will take the penalty. There is no record of Chen Mo taking the free kick before. Seeing Chen Mo take the free kick, Ter Stegen was also dumbfounded. There was no information about Chen Mo taking the free kick. He had no idea what Chen Mo liked to take the free kick. He could only arrange the human wall based on his own feelings. The referee blew the whistle to indicate that Chen Mo could take the penalty. Chen Mo started to run up. He raised his left foot towards the football. System uses the skill card, Crescent Moon Scimitar. Used successfully. The next moment, Chen Mo's body was almost parallel to the grass, and his right ankle bent in a strange arc. His left foot kicked the football hard. The football flew into the air with a strong rotation. It passed the wall of people, drew a full moon-like arc in the air, and went straight to the upper right corner of the goal. Ter Stegen jumped high and pounced. But it was no use. The football fell into the net. Crescent Moon Scimitar. The ball went in. Chen Mo seemed to be possessed by Beckham. The Crescent Moon Scimitar, who was once invincible in the Premier League, appeared in the Champions League again after Beckham retired. The ball went in. Chen Mo scored twice and helped Liverpool get back a goal again. 7:5. Liverpool opened the score again. In an instant, Anfield cheered again. Liverpool fans, who were a little depressed, fell into joy again. Klopp saw the ball go in. He waved his fist excitedly and did a set of 3 farmer's punches. Chen Mo stood up at the critical moment. The score was widened again. It was definitely a heavy blow to Barcelona's morale. However, the real blow had just arrived. In the next game, Barcelona began to attack more frantically. Even Alba, who played as a central defender and played as a 3-man central defender, moved forward to the midfield to provide support. Chen Mo began to change positions constantly interrupting the opponent's offensive rhythm, constantly defending and intercepting. Facing Messi's breakthrough, Chen Mo's calm restriction always managed to seize the opportunity and steal the ball with one foot. In 3 consecutive encounters, Messi failed to make a breakthrough. The 4th time, Messi faced Chen Mo again, and he knew it was not the time to act on impulse. Barcelona needed a goal now, so he chose to pass the ball. But at the moment he passed the ball, Chen Mo also started quickly and rushed 550 meters in the direction of André Gomes. As if he had known that he would pass the ball to the opponent. André Gomes received the ball, pulled the ball horizontally and turned 90 degrees, preparing to pass it to Iniesta. But at this moment, Chen Mo directly fell to the ground and slid out. Destroyed the ball that André Gomes had just passed. The football was shoveled to the backcourt. Busquets hurried forward to get the ball. After completing the flying shovel, Chen Mo got up from the ground and continued to accelerate towards Rakitic. Only André Gomes was left alone to watch his running back. Negative emotions from André Gomes. Just as Chen Mo judged. After Busquets got the ball, he made a slight adjustment and made a long pass to Rakitic. The football went towards Rakitic. Rakitic jumped up to catch the ball. But Chen Mo suddenly rushed in front of him, jumped up quickly, and jumped high. Rakitic only felt that his vision was blocked. In front of him appeared a red jersey with the number 10. Negative emotions from Rakitic plus 935. He blocked him tightly behind him, jumped high, and headed the ball to Main. Running all over the field. Won't Chen Mo get tired? Too scary. How did Chen Mo know that Busquets would pass the ball to Rakitic? Is this the prediction of a top player? The moment Busquets passed the ball, Chen Mo started running at the same time. Towards Rakitic. The field of vision is too strong. The coverage area is too large. Barcelona has shot. Chen Mo is everywhere outside. Liverpool's counterattack began. Main rushed with the ball. The continuous sprint consumed a lot of Chen Mo's physical strength. His physical strength was almost exhausted. He quickly used the physical recovery card, and then continued to rush and threw himself into the attack. He killed all the way outside the penalty area. Main was unable to enter the penalty area because of Alba's return defense. Seeing that Chen Mo had reached the top of the penalty area, and Barcelona had missed a man and no one was watching Chen Mo, he decisively passed the ball to Chen Mo. Solanke, who had already entered the penalty area, quickly pulled Umtiti away to create space for Chen Mo to shoot from a distance. System uses the skill Kokoros heavy cannon. Used successfully. Chen Mo did not stop the ball, but shot at it. The huge force hit the football, injecting a huge area of energy into it. Like a cannonball, it slammed into the goal. The ball was so fast that Ter Stegen had no time to react. He only felt the sharp friction of air in his ears. He turned his head with lingering fear and looked at the football hanging on the net, almost breaking the net. If this hits his hand, it will break a bone. Negative emotion value from Ter Stegen, plus 412. The ball goes in. Main made a triangle pass. Chen Mo shot at the ball and opened the door of Barcelona with a heavy cannon. Hat trick. 8:5. Chen Mo once again widened the gap between Liverpool and Barcelona. He used a sharp heavy cannon to announce to Barcelona that there are no miracles at Anfield. There is no reversal here. Episode 53. Millions of endorsements, crushing Ronaldo and Messi. Female reporter forcefully kisses. Negative emotion value from Messi plus 632. Negative emotion value from Suarez plus 939. Negative emotion value from Valverde. Negative emotion value from Iniesta. After watching the goal, Chen Mo, who had already collapsed on the ground. Iniesta put his hands on his hips, and he instantly became depressed. There were still 25 minutes left in the game. But they were still 3 goals behind, and it was almost a luxury to want to tie. Not to mention a reversal. He understood. His last Champions League in Europe was over. His Champions League ended from then on. He saw hope, but it was shattered by Chen Mo. The despair caused by this was suffocating. The entire Liverpool team ran towards Chen Mo frantically and scored 2 goals in a row. Hat trick. Pulled the team back from the brink of collapse. Everyone was extremely excited. They rushed towards Chen Mo and began to pile up without hesitation, pressing Chen Mo under them. Karius in front of the goal knelt on the ground the moment he saw the goal. He clenched his fists and roared desperately. Chen Mo saved him. He saved him in the true sense. His eyes were red. Mo. Savior. No. He is my God. He saved me. My career was almost ruined. He saved me. Klopp on the sidelines. He waved his fists wildly and excitedly. Even if they were behind in this game, Barcelona won the game 4-3, and they could not advance. With a big score difference, Barcelona could hardly turn over. How could he not be excited? Valverde walked back to the bench dejectedly and sat down. When people lose confidence, they become destitute. He was even muttering. It's over. Barcelona's Champions League journey is over. He looked at Chen Mo, who stood up in the crowd of teammates, and couldn't help sighing in his heart. He fell into deep regret. Why didn't he risk his life to save Chen Mo? If Chen Mo is in his own team, so now. Unfortunately, there is no if. There is still time in the game, and it has to continue. The referee took the initiative to step forward and warned the Liverpool players to restart the game quickly and not to delay. Both sides returned to their own half. The game continued. But Barcelona lost the end of the previous fierce attack. 2 consecutive goals by Chen Mo knocked down their morale and self-confidence. Chariot Country. In a top private manner. Also broadcasting this game live. The 2 people watching the game were Chen Mo's agent Mendes and a middle-aged man named Huiz. The name Huiz is not well known to the outside world, but he is well known in the football world. Because he is a big sponsor of many players. Currently the marketing director of Adidas. As a world-renowned brand, Adidas' influence in football is everywhere. Many well-known clubs and players are signed partners under them. The 2 drank red wine and slept with cigars. Adidas wants to sign Chen Mo was the spokesperson, and the 2 had a lot of communication. But the endorsement fee was never agreed upon. So Mendes deliberately went to the Chariot Country to invite Huiz to watch the game in the second round of the Champions League. He wanted to prove Chen Mo's superstar potential and raise the price to get the endorsement fee he planned. The game started fine. Chen Mo strongly counterattacked Messi's jersey show, and his crazy performance of passing 5 people in a row made Huiz dumbfounded. He had seen from Huiz's eyes that he was moved by Chen Mo. But who knew that the situation would suddenly change? Barcelona scored goals one after another. Karius gave a big gift at the risk of his life. Mendes couldn't sit still and wanted to go to Liverpool to strangle Karius immediately. Especially Karius's ridiculous attack, knocking Chen Mo down with 1 punch. Mendes couldn't sit still at all. He was so scared that he quickly contacted the medical staff. He even wanted to go to Liverpool immediately. The baby can't be injured. He was relieved to see that Chen Mo was fine. Seeing that Barcelona was about to reproduce the miracle of Camp Nou in Anfield. Mendes didn't want to drink and smoke cigars. He felt that he seemed to have made a mess of things. But who knew? At the beginning of the second half, Chen Mo started a crazy personal performance. Dribbling and breaking through, the ability to control the ball played with the opponent. Running all over the field to intercept, defend, block, and steal. One person messed up the entire offensive system of Barcelona. A kick of the crescent moon knife reminded him of the former heartthrob. In terms of strength, Chen Mo is more versatile and stronger than Beckham. In terms of handsomeness, Chen Mo is more handsome than Beckham. He also plays for a wealthy club. He will soon participate in the World Cup. The most important thing is that Chen Mo has Dragon Country blood, which proves that there is a huge Dragon Country market behind him. As long as he operates properly, he can ensure that Chen Mo's career will not go wrong. Everything will come naturally. The new heartthrob, a stronger heartthrob than Beckham, will stand out directly. He picked up the cigar again and smoked it happily. Then someone witnessed Chen Mo's heavy artillery scored, and Mendes' mouth was crooked with smiles. How is it? I said. Mo has the ability to dominate the game. He will definitely become a golden ball superstar. 20 million euros per year is really not expensive. Mendes said with a smile. Huey suppressed his inner desire and smiled at him easily, but I still think 15 million euros is more appropriate. 20 million euros is Messi's level. Obviously, according to the results of our market research, he can't reach Messi's influence. Pa. Dead chariot Chinese. Too fucking rigid. Messi is old. He is already 30 years old. How many years can he play? Without Messi, Adidas will be lack of golden ball player spokesperson. Mo is still young. He is only 18 years old. You have seen his strength. There are more handsome faces than Beckham. Believe me. After the season. After the World Cup, he will become a global superstar. When the time comes, as long as he hooks his hands, there will be a large number of fans who will buy his jerseys crazily. What's more? Don't forget. He is a mixed race of Dragon Country, and it is easier for Dragon Country to get close to him. Mendes smoked fearlessly. 18 million euros. Sign a 5-year contract. You can add golden ball, golden boy, champion, assist king, scorer main clause. This is the bottom line. Huis is still in order. He is really very tempted. Especially for the Dragon Country market behind Chen Mo. But as a qualified businessman, he is not shy. Spend as little as possible. Mendes shrugged, 20 million euros. Chen Mo deserves a price that matches Messi. For a while, the two people's negotiations were deadlocked. But at this moment, the live TV broadcast the roar of the commentator. Mo. Axe goal. In the 86th minute, he used a long-range shot like a tomahawk to split Barcelona's shot again. Big 4. He successfully equalized the score. Today's Mo is the god of Liverpool. He completely shattered Barcelona's Champions League dream. Total score 9-5. Chen Mo completely killed the game with his personal ability and trampled Barcelona's pre-match rhetoric hard on the ground. I believe. At this moment, Mo is Liverpool's hero. Let's congratulate Liverpool in advance. What a great effort. Mendes looked calm on the surface, but he was screaming with excitement in his heart. He had just fallen into a stalemate, and he scored a goal right away. This was too timely. 20 million euros? That was the offer before the goal. Now he wants 22 million euros. The player is doing well, and as an agent, he can't hold him back. He must strive for the greatest benefit. Mr. Mendes. He watched the replay of Chen Mo's axe goal just now. He turned his head and spoke to Mendes. Chen Mo's performance was too crazy. Such a goal is worth him adding 2 million euros. But before he could say anything, Mendes' phone whistled. Hello, I'm Mendes? Coca-Cola? We can talk when we have time. After chatting for a few words, he hung up the phone, and before he put down the phone rang again. Hey. My old friend. What's wrong? You Louis Vuitton want to sign Mo as a spokesperson? He really doesn't have any fashion endorsements. Valentino? Don't you sell stockings? Oh. You also have men's fashion. How much is 16 million a year for endorsement fees? Let's talk. More than a dozen calls in a row. There was no chance for Mendes to rest. As soon as the phone was hung up, someone else called in, one after another. Major brand companies. Cars. Fashion. Food. Underwear. Beverages. Even razors and shampoos. Especially Longway, a mobile phone brand in Longwa, directly offered 30 million euros per year. Mendes was shocked. Because it was too cruel. Are all the people in Longwa so rich? Huiz didn't interrupt, he could only wait patiently. But a phone call that followed made him unable to sit still anymore. Old friend. You also want to sign Mo as your spokesperson. Didn't you just sign a lot of stars? Indeed. We are friends. As long as there is sincerity, it is not impossible to replicate the cooperation with Ronaldo. Match Ronaldo's offer? 22 million euros? I think we can talk about it. Mendes deliberately said it loudly. Jorge. 25 million euros per year. Sign a 3-year contract. We also agree to the other bonus terms you offer. Huiz interrupted Mendes quickly. Nico is their rival. Originally, European football was their basic back garden. But this brand from America forced its way in. It has successively poached Ronaldo and several other football superstars. It has already planned to overwhelm Adidas in terms of momentum. Their income has also been greatly weakened. Once they sign Chen Mo, maybe the impact on Adidas will be even greater. More importantly, Adidas' Asian market is also the dragon country market, so it is very likely to be crushed. This is absolutely unacceptable to them. Adidas's Huiz is with me. He decided to sign Mo for 25 million euros. Mendes said to the phone with a smile. This made Huiz angry. But knowing that Mendes was deliberately creating competition, he could do nothing about it. Who made it a buyer's market? Well, that's a pity. Mendes hung up the phone with some disappointment. These American foreigners are really cowardly. They were scared by 25 million euros? The other party chose to give up after learning about Adidas' offer. This made Mendes's wish come true, and he could only hang up the phone in disappointment. Huiz wishes us a happy cooperation. Put down the phone. Mendes immediately laughed and shook Huiz's hand at the speed of light. Huiz grinned, still showing a smile. I hope to complete the signing as soon as possible and announce it as soon as possible. He is a little anxious now. If Nike makes a move, other sports brands may also make a move. Especially their other mortal enemy Biaoma and Ruibu, who is eyeing the football field. Not to mention that there are still many sports brands in Longwa who want to enter the world. They may come out to intercept before the signing. The key is to quickly secure the points. Duh. The sharp whistle sounded throughout Anfield. In an instant, Anfield was filled with cheers, and the stands became a sea of joy. In contrast, the away Barcelona fans were also dejected, leaving their seats and exiting the stands in a depressed mood. Liverpool players ran wildly to celebrate. This game was really thrilling. At the end of the first half, everyone felt that Barcelona would make a strong comeback. But the second half became Chen Mo's personal performance. His figure running all over the field made countless people dance and boil. The game was over. Chen Mo also collapsed directly on the ground. He was panting heavily. This halftime made him exhausted, even with the help of the physical recovery card, he was exhausted. Iniesta's eyes were already red. He wanted to leave a Champions League trophy for Barcelona in his last season at Barcelona. Just like Xavi, leaving with victory. Valverde walked onto the court to comfort his disciples. Failure is always the main theme. Victory is a minority. Only by learning to face failure can we move towards victory. Klopp walked onto the court with a big laugh and hugged Chen Mo, who had just stood up from the grass. Seeing that the old man was about to bite him, Chen Mo quickly broke free from his arms. Boss. I know you are very excited. But please don't be too excited. It's just a round of 16 promotion, and there is still a way to go. Klopp was stunned for a moment when he heard this. Then he burst into laughter. The celebration time was very short. Valverde briefly responded to a few questions at the post-match press conference, and Wang Nua left Liverpool with the Barcelona players. Klopp was in high spirits. At the post-match press conference, he brought Chen Mo with him and started to show off, without any hesitation. This is a normal game. I never thought that Barcelona would reverse. Liverpool's promotion is normal. Mo's performance is excellent. He is the hero of this game. The reporters probably don't want to continue listening to Klopp's show off, and they all start asking questions to Chen Mo. A hot female reporter got the opportunity to ask questions. She seemed extremely excited. She stood up suddenly. At that moment, the granary was full, and Chen Mo couldn't help but pursed his lips. His boyfriend might be suffocated to death. The female reporter also noticed Chen Mo's eyes and couldn't help but smile complacently. Mo, do you have a girlfriend now? An unexpected question. No. Chen Mo was stunned for a moment and chose to answer truthfully. What kind of girls do you like? Pure or sexy? Youthful or charming? Hot or pure? The female reporter asked immediately. Other reporters were obviously also very interested in this question. Chen Mo pouted. Why choose? I'm an adult. However, in order to maintain his image, Chen Mo still chose to answer implicitly, I have no requirements for these. As long as I meet someone I like, she is the standard answer. All reporters were bored with this answer. Obviously very dissatisfied. The female reporter continued to ask, so what do you think of me? Can I be your girlfriend? As she said that, she deliberately stepped forward, walked to the podium, and handed Chen Mo a room card. This is a gift for you. Before Chen Mo could react, the other party suddenly came up. The granary was getting closer and closer in front of him. Chen Mo was stunned by the sudden bold move of the female reporter and stared wildly. The scene was instantly chaotic. Shut up. Let the person go. Security. Episode 54. New heartthrob. The Red Devils double meeting is coming. Will Chen Mo cause internal strife in the Red Devils? Late at night. Chen Mo finally returned to his home. He didn't even have time to take a shower. He decisively opened the system to draw the lottery. The match against Barcelona was his biggest harvest recently. As expected, it had to be a player from a wealthy club. It is now difficult for players from ordinary clubs to collect negative emotion points. 6 draws. Watching the fast rotation of the big turntable, pauses again and again. The smile on Chen Mo's face became more and more intense. The lottery is over. Negative emotion value, 3,623. Congratulations to the host for winning 3 silver treasure chests and 1 gold treasure chest and 1 legendary treasure chest. Will the host open it? Open it. Once again, Chen Mo's mood became extremely excited. He immediately ordered to open all the treasure chests. Open silver treasure box, ×3. Congratulations to the host for obtaining top-level confrontation, ×1, full-level reaction, ×1, full-level explosive power, ×1. Open gold treasure box, ×1. Congratulations to the host for obtaining skill card S-Arc, ×1. Open legend treasure box, ×1. Congratulations to the host for obtaining permanent skill volley blast, ×1. Permanent skill? What the hell is volley blast? Many of these names given by the system are unfamiliar. Just looking at the name, sometimes I can't figure out what it means. He opened the skill introduction to check. Volley blast, volley shot without stopping the ball, including long shots. Within a distance of 30 meters, volley shot without stopping the ball. The closer to the goal, the greater the chance of scoring. 30 meters has a 70% goal rate. For every meter closer, the success rate of scoring increases by 1%. After seeing the introduction, he understood the situation. He couldn't help but think of the famous tulip star. Who can't stop the ball? No matter how difficult it is, he won't stop the ball if he can. Shoot when you meet the ball. The main goal is to catch the opponent off guard. This skill is very practical. In addition, the 3 talents opened in the silver treasure chest are also very practical. They are all what he lacks now. Especially the ability to confront. In the game that just ended, he suffered a loss from Paulinho because of his poor physical confrontation ability. Everyone said that his steals were clean, interceptions, and defenses were very gentlemanly, and he never used his body. Not rough at all. Almost reached the level of art. But Chen Mo knew it himself. He wanted to use his body to confront and take the ball more simply. But his physical confrontation ability was not good. Fighting with a group of handsome rough guys physically is like a 90-year-old man provoking Tyson and having to fight Tyson one-on-one. Purely courting death. The next day, various reports about the second leg of the Champions League round of 16 were overwhelming. You should know that the attention and exposure of the Champions League are second only to the World Cup and the European Cup in the football world. Even the Copa America is not as good as the Champions League. Reports about Chen Mo occupy a considerable part and are overwhelming. Chen Mo dominates the game. The first Big Four in the Champions League. Chen Mo ends Barcelona. Reversals are frequent. Barcelona reverses, Liverpool kills the game? Let go of 3-3. 9:5 crushing. Klopp, Chen Mo is worth €200 million. One person restricts the entire Barcelona. Crazy Anfield. Crazy Chen Mo. Valverde, it's a pity. We were killed by our own people. Barcelona's top management is suspected to be about to reshuffle. The release clause will be triggered in the summer. The clown. Karius almost ruined the game. Explosive event. Sexy female reporter forcefully kisses Chen Mo. Send room card. Will Mo go? The Champions League quarterfinals are announced. Incoherent performance. Dalglish said that Mo is the king of Anfield. Karius burst into tears. Mo saved my career. Informed sources revealed. Edwards starts to observe goalkeepers and will replace Karius in the summer. Cristiano Ronaldo, his celebration is cool. Through 2 Champions League games, Chen Mo became completely popular. Many fans on the European continent got to know Chen Mo for the first time. Seeing Chen Mo's super godlike performance, they became Chen Mo's fans. The social account, which originally had less than 3 million fans, soared to 2,000 million in less than 3 hours. And it is still rising. Most of these fans are girls. They were all attracted by Chen Mo's appearance, and later they specially checked Chen Mo's information and game highlights. Then they fell in love with Chen Mo completely. It fully achieved starting from appearance, being loyal to skills, and falling in love with talent. Various comments poured in. Chen Mo. Handsome. New heartthrob. The 2 tags were even pushed to the top of social media hot searches. The most important thing was that Beckham himself was exposed, and he left a message under the tag. Luckily, he is not a player of my era. Otherwise, I would have been overshadowed by his halo. Crescent Moon Scimitar plays well. He is so handsome that I am jealous. Let's play together if we have a chance. Damn. Himself? Beckham personally certified. Mo is handsome. Beckham admits it. The new heartthrob is confirmed. My 2 husbands. Sorry, ex-husband. Let's not contact each other. I'm afraid Mo will misunderstand. How can I be Mo's girlfriend? I envy that, Bedge, female reporter. She actually kissed Mo forcefully. Is there any way to become a reporter who can interview Mo? Are you sure you want to be a reporter? Little Biao. You are so disgusting. You actually thought of such a dirty way to contact Mo. Don't give him a chance, send all the opportunities to me, I will review them. The media is very lively. There are all kinds of discussions on the internet. But the protagonist Chen Mo didn't pay attention to these at all. He was meeting his agent Mendes. Breakfast was just made early in the morning. As a result, he ran into a shameless agent who came to eat for free. This guy came directly from the tank country. Mo. You are now completely famous. Now you are the dream of hundreds of millions of Europa girls. Various brand endorsements, they are almost crushing me to death with that ugly money. Mendes said excitedly. While talking, he stuffed the sandwich in front of Chen Mo into his mouth. He rudely snatched the water that Chen Mo had just poured and drank it. Chen Mo clenched his fists. Do you know what kind of endorsement contract Adidas gave you? Signed for 3 years. €25 million per year. There are also Valentino, Louis Vuitton, and Longway, a mobile phone brand in Longwa. Listening to Mendes chattering, Chen Mo just felt a little irritated. Whether it was in the last life or this life. He is not short of money. He is not very interested in these things. Now he just wants to play football well. You decide on the endorsement. But don't take too many, just good products. Money is not important to me. I'm not short of money. You should understand. Chen Mo said calmly. This made Mendes calm down instantly. He reacted suddenly. Chen Mo's family is one of the richest families in Europe. The endorsement contract that looks extremely generous is not as much as the pocket money that Chen Mo's parents give him. Damn the rich second generation. Mendes suddenly lost his good mood and said with resentment. Instead, it made Chen Mo laugh. Jorge. All these are up to you. I just want to play well, you can arrange the rest for me. Yes, yes, yes. You just need to play well, don't worry about the rest. Mendes smiled with relief, Adidas endorsement is finalized. After the Manchester United derby, you can sign the contract. You need to take a day to shoot the commercial. The Manchester United derby. It is one of the famous derby games. It is also known as the four major national derby games in Europe, along with Barcelona versus Real Madrid, Bayern Dortmund, and Inter Milan versus Milan. The two sides of the Manchester United derby are the two most glorious clubs in England. They once dominated an era. The confrontation between the two teams has entered a white-hot stage since the last century. Especially after Dalglish coached Liverpool. He launched a fierce battle for the championship with Manchester United led by Ferguson. Two Scots, leading two Premier League clubs to fight fiercely. But later Liverpool declined, and the influence of the Manchester United derby was reduced a lot. But with Liverpool's resurgence, the Red Devils were defeated again. Now Mourinho's Manchester United is closely following Manchester City and is likely to regain the long-lost Premier League title. Liverpool just defeated Barcelona and is also in high spirits. The two clubs collided and sparks flew. The media followed suit. Established the opposition between the two. The main one is to add fuel to the fire and watch the excitement. It's better to kill one. Manchester United coach Mourinho is also unwilling to be lonely. Before leading the team to Liverpool, he accepted an interview with Manchester United's mouthpiece media and directly started a war of public opinion. Everyone knows that Mourinho dares to say anything. He is unceremoniously targeting Liverpool. Liverpool is now full of injured players. They are not our opponents at all. If Barcelona can't do it, it doesn't mean that we Manchester United can't do it. I will win at Anfield. Is Klopp strong? I have 2 Champions League titles, what about him? Mourinho arrogantly raised 2 fingers and faced the media's questioning. The whole audience was silent, and facts speak louder than words. Klopp is indeed very capable, but he has never led his team to win a European championship. He only led his team to the Champions League final once, and his arch-rival Bayern defeated him. But what about Mourinho? He has led 2 different teams to win the Champions League. Even one of the teams is not a team from the top 5 leagues. Mourinho is indeed qualified to despise Klopp. Klopp only had a light-hearted response to this. In the first half of the season, I beat him 3 o'clock at Old Trafford. Mainly hit the lung tube. Mourinho is a person who can suffer. After learning Klopp's response, he immediately responded to Klopp on social media. Klopp was not to be outdone. The two cursed each other on the internet. However, the two thought almost the same thing. Using this method, he created public opinion and attracted all attention to himself as the head coach, thereby reducing the pressure on the players facing the media. While arguing with Mourinho, Klopp studied new tactics. He wanted to maximize Chen Mo's full strength. Attack, pass, dispatch, command, defense, steal, intercept, all can be brought into play. So he set Chen Mo as the core of the team. Specially created a new starting lineup. Offensive 352. Chen Mo is in the center, and everyone plays around Chen Mo. The forwards rely on Chen Mo's dispatch and pass to attack, and the defenders and midfielders must advance and defend around Chen Mo. After figuring out the new tactics, he immediately began to experiment. Meanwhile, Manchester United, who had arrived in Liverpool, also began tactical training on the borrowed court. Mourinho had been paying attention to Chen Mo since Chen Mo's first appearance. And his attention continued. He knew Chen Mo very well and even liked him to a certain extent. He had a strong defensive interception and interception ability, and could use his strong career to launch a quick counterattack immediately after the interception. Mourinho felt that Chen Mo was a player who appeared specifically for his tactics. The perfect dream waste. This is why Manchester United contacted Liverpool and wanted to try to buy Chen Mo. After studying Liverpool's current lineup, Mourinho also made tactical changes to the team. Everyone is currently familiarizing themselves with the new tactics. Mourinho, who was just standing on the sidelines, looked at the players playing in the competition, and his face became more and more ugly. Especially Pogba. Too sticky to the ball. Obviously, he could have made a long pass to launch a quick counterattack after stealing the ball. But he insisted on dribbling past the opponent himself. It's not like he doesn't have the ability to make a long pass. Stop. Seeing Pogba take the ball and start dribbling past the opponent again, Mourinho couldn't stand it anymore. Paul. Don't stick to the ball. I want a quick defensive counterattack. You don't need to dribble past the opponent to advance. You just need to launch a long pass to the striker the moment you get the ball, and let them attack and score. Mourinho stopped Pogba. The tone was very unfriendly. It was also because he was really anxious. Pogba's face suddenly turned ugly, and the smile just now disappeared instantly. He was very dissatisfied with Mourinho's criticism of him. I think I can dribble and break through, I have the ability to hold the ball, and I am confident to dribble and advance." Hearing this, Mourinho got angry instantly. His tone became heavier, and he scolded. "I don't need you to break through and dribble, let alone dribble and advance. That's not your job. You are wasting time. I need you to make a simple and fast long pass to find teammates and form a quick counterattack. Don't you understand what I said? If you don't understand, you can go and learn how Liverpool's Mo plays. I need his dispatch. After getting the ball, pass the ball immediately to form a counterattack." Mourinho waved his arms and kept signaling to Pogba. "Enough." Pogba shouted angrily. "I am not Chen Mo. I have my own way of playing." He jumped up on the spot in anger. He stared at Mourinho, wishing he could eat him up. Why would that guy compare with me? I'm 10,000 times better than him. Pogba was dissatisfied with Mourinho since he learned that Mourinho asked the top management to contact Liverpool to introduce Chen Mo. What does that mean? He is still pursuing Chen Mo when he is here. Does he think he is not as good as Chen Mo? Now Mourinho actually asked him to learn from Chen Mo directly in front of him. Pogba felt insulted. It was like a gunpowder barrel meeting a flame, and it exploded on the spot. "I am the head coach. Are you not going to obey my tactical arrangement?" Mourinho also felt provoked, staring at the other party with a sharp look. "Rubbish tactics. I won't serve you anymore. I, Pogba, don't need to learn from others. I will win in my own way and prove that your arrangement is shit." Pogba cursed. He waved his hand at Mourinho and strode away from the training ground. The other players at the scene dared not breathe. Mourinho issued a gag order to the players and all the staff on the scene. He didn't want what happened just now to be exposed. After all, the war is coming. Once what happened just now is exposed, Manchester United will bear unbearable public attention. Those famous players who have nothing to do will definitely jump out and make trouble. He needs to digest this matter internally and deal with it privately. But things often don't go in the direction people imagine. Everything that happened on the court just now was clearly photographed by the media paparazzi who ambushed the court in advance. Even the sound was recorded without any blur. 3 hours later, a report came out. The solar panel exposed the video and reported it in a column. Red Devils internal strife. Pogba and Mourinho had a verbal conflict and chose to strike. Chen Mo was the fuse? Episode 55. Conflicts escalate. Agents swear at each other, and legendary stars perform boxing. The Sun. The largest newspaper in Europe. It is also known as the largest toilet paper newspaper in Europe. But you really can't ignore its audience, let alone its ability to spread. With the release of the video, in less than an hour, the whole of Europe knew the news. The video was widely circulated. It reached 500 million views in just 1 hour. You should know that there are only more than 4 billion people in the whole of Europe, even if some people watch it repeatedly. 500 million views almost reach hundreds of millions of people. Not to mention the views within an hour. You can imagine the sensation caused by this incident. Don't say that foreigners don't like to eat melons. Their enthusiasm for eating melons is no worse than that of Longwa, and even worse. Longwa people may come out to persuade and mediate when eating melons. Foreigners eating melons is just fanning the flames, and they are typical of watching the excitement and not minding the big things, for fear that the two sides will not fight. As a result, they are not satisfied with eating melons. In the video, the picture and sound are very clear. Even the expressions of Mourinho and Pogba were captured very clearly. The conversation between the two and the momentum they showed could be felt by everyone. The atmosphere of the conversation was tense at the time. The video ended with Pogba cursing and walking away. Pogba, Mourinho, Manchester United. They were all pushed to the forefront in an instant. Everyone was paying attention to their responses, especially Mourinho and Pogba's responses. At the same time, Chen Mo was also pushed to the forefront. After all, watching the video gives people the feeling that Mourinho and Pogba had a verbal conflict because of Chen Mo. Mourinho hopes that Pogba can play like Chen Mo. This caused Pogba's dissatisfaction. He angrily opposed Mourinho and told Mourinho that he was 10,000 times better than Chen Mo. Thinking of the previous news rumors, Manchester United was secretly contacting Liverpool and wanted to introduce Chen Mo from Liverpool. Look at Pogba now. It's obvious. The rumor is not false, it must be true. Because Manchester United contacted Liverpool and wanted to introduce Chen Mo, Pogba was dissatisfied. Pogba was worried that his position would be threatened. He was very hostile to Chen Mo. He also began to be hostile to Mourinho. The whole world knows that Mourinho loves top midfielders, especially top defensive midfielders. Think about Chelsea's Kanté. That is Mourinho's favorite. Chen Mo is obviously stronger and more versatile than Kanté. Would Mourinho not be tempted? If it weren't for Mourinho, would Manchester United contact Liverpool for negotiations? You know, the relationship between the two families is always dead, and Liverpool will never do business with the slow United. It may even be used to insult Manchester United. Manchester United can go to Liverpool, despite the possibility of being insulted, obviously because of Mourinho. Of course, the deeper reason is probably because Manchester United's top management has taken a fancy to Chen Mo's commercial value. But now no one is considering those. Everyone thinks that it was Mourinho's proposal that caused Pogba's dissatisfaction and hostility. As a result, Mourinho asked Pogba to learn from Chen Mo during training, which caused Pogba to lose his composure. People jumped up. If Mourinho was not a coach and Pogba was not a player, Pogba would have punched him long ago. Manchester United's top management was in a state of panic. Sandetti was so angry that he cursed in the office. The head coach and the players had an internal conflict before the battle. The reason was actually because of the opponent's players. It was a disgrace to the whole of Europe. Let the public relations department speak out. Find a way to control public opinion. Sandetti ordered the head of the public relations department. But at this moment, a staff member ran in anxiously. It's not good. Pogba, that guy, secretly went to the nightclub at night. When he left drunk, he happened to run into the media and accepted the media interview. Atheist. The staff member was a little afraid to speak. What did he say? Sandetti asked with a gloomy face. He said Mourinho is stinking shit. Mourinho doesn't respect him, let alone use him. Mourinho's tactics are rubbish. Playing for Mourinho is simply an insult to his career. He will never implement Mourinho's tactics again. And he also named Chen Mo, claiming that he would lead Manchester United to defeat Liverpool and kick Chen Mo to tears. BK. Sandetti threw the water cup in front of him. Is he crazy? The game is tomorrow. It's okay to have an internal conflict, but he actually dared to go to a nightclub? He actually dared to accept an interview without the club's knowledge. Doesn't he think it's too big of a deal? Sandetti really wanted to curse. A thorny player is really hard to deal with. The key is that this player was bought for 100 million. Conflict with the head coach, internal fighting, strike, nightclub, openly against Mourinho. This is going to be a big deal. Mourinho already knows. He just issued a ban on Pogba within the team. Demote Pogba to the second team and prohibit Pogba from participating in the first team games, as well as tomorrow's games. Pogba is very angry. He called me. He said he does not accept Mourinho's ban and demotion until Pogba apologizes to him. Mourinho is also a thorn in the coaching world. How can he allow his players to provoke him, and how can he let it go? Players, head coaches, are not easy to deal with. Sandetti pinched his temples, a little annoyed. Nonsense. Pogba was bought for 100 million euros. He is also a player with Manchester United DNA, born in the United youth training. An absolute, authentic player. If Mourinho bans him, it will shake the foundation of Manchester United's authentic team. The locker room will be even more chaotic. The authentic youth training players in the team will not give up. The most important thing is that Manchester United will suffer huge economic losses. The 100 million euros spent on Pogba's transfer fee and his commercial value will be wasted. Even if Pogba is sold, it will not make up for it. Because other clubs know that Pogba has been banned in the team, Manchester United wants to cash out quickly, and they will take the opportunity to lower the price. Sir, Raiola called. The assistant came over with a mobile phone. When he heard this name, Sandetti felt even more uncomfortable. Pogba's agent. Raiola. The big agent in the football world. The vampire in the eyes of the club, the most difficult bastard. He must have called to help his players, if he can't handle him. Raiola will not be polite. He can do all kinds of things to Manchester United. It seems that Mourinho can only suffer. That guy is an outsider after all. Pogba is one of us. We must protect the DNA of Manchester United and the direct lineage of Manchester United. 6. In the hotel where Manchester United stayed. The loud noise from Mourinho's room echoed in the hotel corridor. The Manchester United players who heard the sound were a little trembling. Only Pogba danced excitedly. Damn it. Damn the top management. Mourinho smashed his phone and angrily scolded the team's top management. The top management just gave him an order. He was required to let Pogba play, and his order to ban Pogba from the team was rejected. Obviously. In this conflict, Manchester United's top management chose to support Pogba. Mourinho was furious. He had never encountered such a ridiculous thing in his career. At the same time, he knew he needed to leave. Leave this chaotic club. Although the top management gave him a death order and interfered with his decision-making, he could only arrange for Pogba to play. But he didn't intend to give up on this matter. Manchester United's internal affairs were not reliable. They were like a sieve, unable to keep any secrets, and there were many ghosts among the staff. Sure enough, the next morning, all kinds of news were announced again. Manchester United's internal strife escalates. Mourinho bans Pogba, but is rejected by the top management. Pogba's forced abdication is successful. The top management requires Mourinho to let Pogba participate in the game. Red Devils top management chooses to support the team and suppress head coach Mourinho. Before the fans have finished watching Manchester United's internal strife, the conflict escalates, and Pogba and Mourinho are lively. A new round of big melons has been set off on the internet. The cause is Mendes. He will naturally stand up for his partner. How can Mourinho be bullied? He took the initiative to contact Manchester United's top management, and Manchester United's top management clearly supported Pogba. But Mendes was furious. He couldn't control his anger and posted a message on his social media account. I don't understand what Manchester United's top management wants to do. It's amazing. They made the stupidest decision in history. This is lively. Raiola may be the one who suffers. He hit back without hesitation. I think they made the right decision. Just as Pogba said. He is Pogba. He is the best midfielder in football right now. He doesn't need to learn how to play football from some rubbish players. Innuendo. It even belittled Chen Mo. Responded to Mourinho's remarks that Pogba should learn from Chen Mo. This completely lit a hornet's nest. Mendes can be polite. Pogba is the best in the world? This is the funniest joke I have ever heard. Letting him learn from Mo is to make him improve and learn how to become the best. Your remarks are totally without IQ. You seem to be a layman who doesn't understand football at all. Or is your brain already filled with fat from your weight gain? Raiola immediately responded. Pogba will win the Ballon d'Or. He is truly all-round, and he can easily do what Chen Mo can do, and he can also do what Chen Mo can't do, so he doesn't need to learn. 1. That rubbish who commands defense. He is not worthy of being compared with Pogba. Mendes forwarded the video of Chen Mo's goal against Barcelona after dribbling past 5 players. And wrote, can he do it? If he could, he wouldn't be playing for Manchester United, a person who can't play in the Champions League. The two top agents in Europe started a war of words on the internet. It was so lively. Neither gave in. First, they madly belittled the other's players. Then they started to make personal attacks. Mendes called Raiola a wild boar, and Raiola called Mendes a wolf. They exposed each other's dirty deeds. Raiola said that Mendes took advantage of Mourinho to sell his rubbish players. Mendes said that Raiola took advantage of the Serie A phone scandal to manipulate the players' transfers. This made many netizens stunned. Finally, UEFA called both parties to mediate and the two ended the verbal war. The two guys were crazy about exposing each other's black materials. Some of the black materials were mixed with UEFA, which scared UEFA enough. Manchester United had an internal conflict because of Chen Mo. The conflict escalated. The two big agents stood up for their own players and started a verbal war on the internet. Successfully made the heat of the Manchester United match unprecedented. Chen Mo also became the target of public criticism. He was frequently compared with Pogba. Pogba spent €100 million to transfer to Manchester United and is currently worth €100 million. Chen Mo's value has also risen again in the German transfer market, reaching €100 million. The comparison between the two was also hyped by the media as a battle for the billionaire. Manchester United, Liverpool, the famous players and legendary figures of the two teams were not idle. They all jumped out to stand on the side. Some media even found the legendary coaches of the two teams, Manchester United's godfather Ferguson, and Liverpool's King Gurley, for interviews. Pogba is from youth training. I have always known his talent and his strength. As for Liverpool's supernova? Sorry, what is his name? Chen something. Manchester United's godfather stood on Manchester United and Pogba without hesitation. Regardless of Manchester United's internal affairs. Facing the mortal enemy Liverpool, he naturally did not hesitate. Dalglish also responded without hesitation. Pogba? Compare with Mo? You want to compare a clown with a king? Stop it. Mo is not someone you can compare with. Media, internet. All of them were very busy because of this unprecedentedly popular Manchester United match. British TV stations were not far behind. They invited Manchester United legend Keane and Liverpool legend Gerrard to a special live show. The theme was Chen Mo or Pogba, who is stronger. Both sides were on edge at the beginning of the show. As a Manchester United legend, Keane naturally would not give a good face to his mortal enemy. Gerrard was born in a Liverpool fan family and was taught to hate everything about Manchester United since he was a child. He was able to attend this show just to support Chen Mo, otherwise he would never come out with Manchester United players. Under the leadership of the host, both sides began to count their data. The two of them were so close. Keane said Pogba had excellent dribbling skills and could control the ball, so Gerrard used Chen Mo to dribble past 5 players and play with Paulinho in the ball. Gerrard said Chen Mo had excellent passing ability, and Keane used Pogba's long pass vision to counterattack. The two compared each other in terms of passing, vision, dribbling, ball control, and defense, but there was no winner. Finally, Gerrard brought up Chen Mo's unrivaled steals in the football world, which made Keane blush. Then the debate escalated, from a comparison between the two to a comparison between the two teams. Keane brought up the Premier League championship to ridicule. Manchester United has the most Premier League titles, how about you Liverpool? Haven't won the Premier League title in 30 years? Oh. I forgot. You almost won it. But it seems that a cunning waste messed it up. Heartbroken. It was Gerrard's eternal pain, the memory he was most reluctant to recall. Gerrard was angry in an instant. Do you want to taste my fist? Gerrard glared at him. Who is Keane? A famous Premier League villain, the Old Holland Terminator. How could he be afraid? Do you think I'm afraid? Give me your fist, I'll easily blow your head off, just like I once kicked Liverpool. Keane stood up and stretched out his hand to tear off his tie. The host saw that things were not going well and quickly stood up to dissuade him. He stopped Keane and separated him from Gerrard. But Keane is a famous foul mouth. He sprayed at Gerrard. You coward. You can't stand up like a man. It's like you Liverpool haven't won the league championship for 30 years, and we have been beating you since the beginning of the Premier League. You will only slip at the critical moment. You will never win the league championship, you don't have that DNA. You are only worthy of competing for the top 4. His words were like a fuse. It completely ignited Gerrard's gunpowder. Gerrard exploded on the spot. I'm going to fuck you. Gerrard pulled off his tie, punched and rushed forward. Instantly. The live broadcast room of the program was in chaos. The live broadcast also changed from a debate program to a fist-to-flesh boxing match. But the spectators were happy to watch it. I'm here. So fierce. Gerrard's header is still so fierce? Keane is not good enough. Let your Old Holland finish the flying tackle. Episode 56. Mourinho's famous scene. Female models show their love to each other, Pogba is jealous. Sunday. 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Premier League match day. The streets of Anfield. A large number of fans wearing Liverpool jerseys formed a red square, holding huge banners, waving the team's flags, and rushed to Anfield like a legion marching. They walked and sang the team song in unison. Liverpool police officers in police uniforms, all fully armed, stood on both sides, with high vigilance. There are too many people. The fans in front of them add up to more than 20,000. With such a large number of fans, any riot will cause unexpected consequences. Not just here. All police officers in Liverpool are dispatched. Patrolling the streets, or taking action. Every time Anfield meets the Reds, it will be their busiest thing. After all, it is well known. British fans are typical football hooligans. They will not only support their own team crazily, but also use force against the opponent's fans. The main goal is to defeat the opponent team on the field and beat up the opponent's fans off the field. That's the fans of other teams. The fans of Manchester United will be doubled. Even if it is not a game, not a Reds game, as long as they meet on the street, they will fight. A century of grudges. It is not just the hatred between the teams, but also the hatred between the two cities. Manchester United fans come to Liverpool, or Liverpool fans go to Manchester. The most important point is to follow the big group and never be alone. If you are alone, you need to take off the jersey representing the club or other logos on your body as soon as possible. Otherwise, you will be beaten badly. Since last night, the police station has been very lively. Because the competition for the billionaire has been vigorously promoted by the media, the internet, and TV stations. Liverpool fans began to look for Manchester United fans wearing Pogba's number jersey. Then they directly started to beat the other party violently, expressing the support of 933 for Chen Mo in this way. B area requesting support. B area requesting support. A large-scale fight broke out here. Nearly 100 fans are beating Manchester United fans. The voice of a colleague requesting support came from the intercom pinned on the police officer's chest. At this moment, Zone B was in chaos. Liverpool fans chased Manchester United fans and beat them violently. Police officers rushed to stop them. "Stop beating them. You are violent," they shouted to dissuade Liverpool fans. At the same time, they kicked down a Manchester United fan. Just kidding. The police officers were just doing their job. They were also Liverpool fans. Then they arrested all Manchester United fans on the grounds that they were provoking trouble and causing violence. They will be taken back and locked up for a few days. As for their own fans who beat people, they issued a verbal warning on the spot. Outside Anfield Stadium, a large number of media swarmed in and were interviewing fans outside. A female reporter interviewed a Liverpool fan. "What do you think of the billionaire contest?" The middle-aged Liverpool fan curled his lips and said, "I think this is an insult to Mo. Pogba is not worthy of being compared with Mo. He is a piece of stinky shit. Taking him out is purely disgusting Mo and disgusting us." The disgust on his face was absolutely clear. "So what do you think the result of this game will be?" the reporter continued to ask. "Liverpool will clean up those Manchester United bastards," the middle-aged fan answered bluntly. Obviously, he thought this was a must-win game. "What do you think about Mr. Gerrard taking the initiative to attack Mr. Keane in the debate show?" the female reporter asked another question. But before the middle-aged man could answer, two Liverpool fans passing by behind him interrupted in unison. "Well done. He is a hero. A fighter for Liverpool." The middle-aged man was startled, looked back, smiled, and spread his hands nervously to the reporter. "What they said is correct." The female reporter pursed her lips and continued to ask the last question, "What do you think of Pogba as a famous player?" As soon as the question came out, the middle-aged fan and the two fans who just passed by and interrupted were included. The three people did not discuss and responded completely subconsciously. The three people spit on the ground at the same time. "Shit. Garbage." Three different answers. Then the three looked at each other and then laughed at the same time. They started to high-five each other. At this time, a commotion came from the entrance, attracting everyone's attention. I saw a team of 5,000 people arriving at the entrance of the stadium. The key is that these 5,000 people are all girls. Sexy bodies, beautiful clothes, and they all wear the number 10 jersey representing Chen Mo. This is a female army, composed of female fans of Chen Mo. All of them are fans of Chen Mo. They spontaneously organized the Chen Mo fan club on the internet, and all the members are girls. And they are all female models. They cover all European countries, as well as South America, Africa, and even Asia. There are well-known and unknown ones, and there are also internet celebrity female models with a large number of fans on the internet. They planned this football-watching event. It also attracted a lot of attention on the internet. 5,000 beauties formed a team, which was quite explosive. The scene was boiling instantly. Some male fans whistled at them crazily. As usual, Anfield Stadium held a pre-match press conference. The head coaches of both sides appeared at the press conference. Mourinho and Klopp, the two people's status showed a sharp contrast. A dark circle under the eyes looked extremely haggard, and the whole person looked gloomy. The other one had a smile on his face, full of confidence, and his eyes were full of sharpness. From the state of the two people, we can highlight their current situation. The tactics have been changed in the past 2 days. And the team has been specially trained. The drill was very successful. Klopp was in a very good mood. He could be sure. His tactics definitely maximized Chen Mo's strength. The most important thing was that Chen Mo also gave him a big surprise in the team training match. Just waiting for the game to give Mourinho a big gift. But what about Mourinho? He was very bad. The tactics to kick out Pogba had already been formulated, and the players had been arranged. But the management required that Pogba must be allowed to play. It was equivalent to his arrangement being completely invalidated. The most important thing was that Pogba's joining completely disrupted his tactical system. Even if he asked, Pogba was still doing his own thing. He even joined forces with other players from the youth training to completely sideline him. He didn't follow his arrangement at all. He had already predicted the result of this game. The most important thing was that it was just as he expected. After the incident was exposed, a large number of Manchester United legends came out to criticize him. They criticized him in various ways. Their criticism confused the fans' ideas and indirectly incited the fans to attack him. When he got off the bus just now, he had seen the fans holding up banners asking him to leave. It means that now Manchester United's management, legends, and players are all standing on the opposite side of him. Even Ferguson, whom he respected, supported Pogba. It would be strange if he was in a good mood. The press conference began. The head coaches of the two teams announced the starting lineups as usual. The reporters couldn't wait to ask questions. Mr. Klopp, do you think Chen Mo is better than Pogba? Klopp shrugged immediately, as if the answer was obvious. No need to say more. I will answer your question in a silent way. After the game, you will get an obvious answer. Looking at Klopp, who answered the question in high spirits, Mourinho felt envious. It was the first time he envied his opponent for having a player like Chen Mo. Before he had time to envy for long, the reporters aimed their guns at him. Mr. Mourinho, you let Pogba learn to play football from Chen Mo. Do you think Chen Mo is better than Pogba? Mourinho pouted. Anyway, he decided to resign after the game, so he didn't care about anything else and just let himself go. That's right. That's what I think. Mourinho nodded affirmatively. Although I am the head coach of Manchester United. But I can't go against my conscience and listen to the instructions of the club's top management and say that Pogba is stronger. In my eyes, Mo is an all-around offensive and defensive core midfielder. He is the brain of the team. An unparalleled all-around combination of offense and defense. He is stronger than Pogba, not only in ability. He is also smarter and knows how to win, not just showing off his skills. Believe me. If Pogba wants to be stronger and better realize his talent, he must learn from Mo. Mo is a perfect template. If you compare the two separately, Chen Mo crushes Pogba. His remarks shocked the reporters. It shocked Klopp even more. Klopp stared at Mourinho, dumbfounded. Big brother. You are the head coach of Manchester United. Pogba is your player. You belittle your own players and praise my players like crazy. Are you sure you are not sick? You make it very difficult for me, the head coach of Mo, to be a good coach. I am now afraid of thieves, thinking about it. Then what do you think of the criticisms of you by Manchester United legends and fans? When he heard this question, Mourinho was already full of anger, and now he just let it go. They have management and don't respect me. I have 3 Premier League titles and 2 Champions Leagues. While saying this, he raised his finger. The famous scene was staged in advance. I know how to win better than them. How to win the championship. After this game, I will leave Manchester United and resign as head coach. They don't deserve to have the best head coach. Such a chaotic management team, and those celebrities who are only for popularity are all murderers who harm Manchester United. Manchester United has been messed up by them. They don't deserve to win any championship. After saying that, Mourinho left immediately. Only all the stunned reporters at the scene were left. Big news. Absolutely big news. They immediately started editing the news. Mourinho resigns. Mourinho, Manchester United does not deserve to have the best coach. Admit it yourself. Mourinho admits that Pogba is not as good as Chen Mo. Mourinho said. Pogba will be crushed by Chen Mo. TV1. This is TV1 Sports Channel. Welcome everyone to watch the upcoming Premier League Red Derby, Liverpool vs Manchester United live broadcast. I am the commentator, Jean June. I am Jean Lu. In the broadcast room, Jean June finished his familiar opening remarks, and then began to comment on the news of the Red Devils Derby with Jean Lu. This Red Devils Derby was a big deal. On the eve of the game, the Red Devils even had an internal conflict between the head coach and Pogba. The reason for the internal conflict was actually because of Chen Mo. It then attracted widespread attention and a series of news. It first triggered a war of words between Chen Mo and Pogba's agents, two famous European agents, Mendes and Raiola, on the internet. After that, Manchester United's legendary coach Ferguson and Liverpool's King Dalglish also accepted interviews and expressed their support for their players. The whole incident reached a climax when Gerrard and Keane clashed in a live debate show because of their excitement and staged a full-scale fight. Jean-June introduced the news he had learned. Jean-Luc kept laughing as he listened to Jean-June's introduction. A series of events have made this Manchester United derby the focus of the whole of Europe. The media has even hyped this Manchester United derby into a battle of billionaires. Because Chen Mo and Pogba are both worth €100 million. It's simply unimaginable. In just 2 months, Chen Mo's worth has skyrocketed by €100 million. It has broken the record for the fastest increase in worth in football. Suddenly, a staff member ran into the broadcast room. What? Is it true? The news really shocked Jean-June and Jean-Luc. The latest news just now. At the pre-match press conference, Mourinho said that he would resign from Manchester United after this game. That means this is Mourinho's last game as Manchester United coach. It's really shocking. Jean-Luc nodded, but it can also be seen from this that Mourinho and the management have an irreconcilable conflict because of Pogba. Yes. Jean-June agreed. Okay. Switch to the live scene. Players from both sides began to enter the field. Players from both sides entered the field holding caddies. As soon as he arrived at the player tunnel, Chen Mo felt Pogba's hostile gaze. He was speechless. This was purely an unprovoked disaster. He had a little conflict with Pogba. He was completely harmed by Mourinho. The key point is Pogba, the one who has a conflict with you is Mourinho. Why the hell are you blaming me? Life is not easy, handsome guy sighed. These 3.0 years are too good, but they are still too easy to be targeted. Chen Mo was speechless for a while. After standing on the field with the caddy, Arnold beside him patted him and pointed to the stands. He said with envy, jealousy, and resentment. You deserve to die. Chen Mo felt that this was a bit unreasonable. He looked in the direction pointed by the other party. On the stands in front of him. The square formation of 5,000 female models became agitated when they saw his eyes looking at them. Screams and shouts. Holding banners and signs in his hands, he jumped wildly to attract Chen Mo's attention. The granary was shaking, and the male fans in the stands on the sidelines almost had a nosebleed. There were various slogans on the signs and banners. Can you be my boyfriend? I'm waiting for you at 8 p.m. in Times Hotel, Times room. I love you Mo. Can I give birth to your child? Can you give me your phone number? Girlfriend is not okay, I can also be your lover? Can you date me? The live broadcast camera was aimed at the watch at the first time. Seeing this scene, there was a burst of cheers and joy at Anfield, mixed with various teasing whistles. Chen Mo was stunned. When girls go crazy, men have nothing to do, and they can even come in groups. Sure enough, boys have to protect themselves outside. In the Manchester United team. The players also looked at the stands with envy. Pogba was even more jealous. He saw the female model he pursued but who ignored him in the crowd. He gnashed his teeth in anger. Why did Chen Mo do that? I don't accept it. I must use this game to prove myself, prove that I am better than Chen Mo, and let you women see that I am the one you are pursuing. I must make Chen Mo embarrassed and let Chen Mo's trash set off my glory. Episode 57. Explosion in the air. That year, 18 was the king. Pogba stood like a minion. The female fans in the stands are madly expressing their love to Chen Mo. According to the information we have learned, these female fans are all models. They come from various European countries, as well as South America, Africa, and even Asia. They have organized the Chen Mo fan club together. And organized this live viewing event. The number of people who came reached more than 5,000, and it also caused quite a stir on the European network. Jean-June saw the end of the broadcast. While explaining, he smiled like a man. It is said that foreign girls do not quite meet the aesthetics of dragon people. But what is the reality? As long as they are beautiful, they meet the aesthetics of the whole world. For example, the fan club composed of these beautiful female models. No man will not like it. The lethality of the big horse is still not small. Only Jean-Luc. I am too old to appreciate these. But he also laughed. Chen Mo is handsome. His mixed blood looks are a combination of the advantages of the East and the West, much better than Beckham. Female fans will like him no matter how good he is at playing football. What's more, Chen Mo is both handsome and capable, so it's no surprise that he can attract so many female fans. I saw the news from Europa the other day, and they said Chen Mo is a new heartthrob. I'm so envious. Envy. I don't envy the Mandarin Ducks or the Immortals, I only envy Chen Mo's day's work. Another day of being numb by Chen Mo's show. I'll do it. If I were Chen Mo, I'd play 5 every day. I'm imagining that I'm Chen Mo, then tonight, hee hee. Someone come and wake these two up for me. I can't say enough about envy. Poor me. Tears of jealousy are falling. These little bastards actually seduced my husband. No. I want to go to the scene too. I hope my husband won't be tempted. And there's someone who leaked the room number. How shameless. I'm booking a flight now, and I'll go to the room tonight to condemn her. The guy above is awesome. The division is over. The captains of both teams exchanged team flags. The two sides started the handshake session. The atmosphere was not good. The confrontation between the two teams was not what ordinary people could imagine. So the handshake seemed very perfunctory. They were all very serious, with fierce eyes, trying to intimidate the other party. They were just short of punching each other, not to mention giving a smile. Chen Mo followed behind 11 Arnold and shook hands with the Manchester United players all the way. Everyone made a fierce expression to Chen Mo. Especially the players who came from Manchester United's youth training. They are using this method to support Pogba. Chen Mo said that he didn't care about this. He was afraid of everything, but he was very careless. He didn't take these threats seriously, and he was not afraid of having many opponents and enemies. He had offended so many people by collecting negative emotions. If he was afraid of having many enemies, he would have been unable to sleep. He went all the way to Pogba. Chen Mo took the initiative to extend his hand. Mainly out of politeness. He thought Pogba would not shake hands with him. But Pogba surprised him. The other party shook his hand and said to him arrogantly, "Remember my face. It will often appear in your nightmares. It will become the eternal pain of your career." The words were very arrogant. It was full of strong provocation. But Chen Mo didn't understand these at all, but asked back with a confused face. "You often appear in my nightmares? Why? Because you are ugly? Don't belittle yourself. Although you are indeed ugly, you are not so ugly that I am afraid of nightmares. You are quite capable. Why are you so inferior?" DD. Arnold beside him couldn't help laughing. His saliva just sprayed on Lingard, who was shaking hands with him. "What the hell are you doing?" Lingard scolded angrily. Arnold didn't care at all, but said with a smile, "Too funny. One person couldn't control himself and sprayed on you. You are so unlucky." Chen Mo also reacted, understood what Pogba meant, and couldn't help laughing. He really didn't think about it in other directions just now. The first thing he thought of was that Pogba's face gave him nightmares, because it was ugly. He kindly comforted him. The result was wrong. This guy was completely provocative. Pogba's face was deadly, and there was a bit of angry fierceness. Don't say it. It's really uglier. If it was a child's old face, he would definitely have a nightmare. Arrogant. Just wait for me. Pogba walked past Chen Mo with a dark face. Lingard followed closely and shook hands with Chen Mo. "DAC is mine. I will let her cheer for me. And you are going to be a background board for me?" Chen Mo was confused again. What's going on? Who is Tai Eyes? He asked subconsciously. Arnold on the side gave the answer, the internet celebrity female model in the bullfighting country. The one who is on the stands, pretending to be your lover sign. This guy is Tai Eyes' liquor, and has been directly rejected several times, but he is still persistent now. Hearing Arnold call him a liquor, Lingard's face also changed a lot, and his expression became ferocious. Bah. You are a liquor. Your whole family is a liquor. I am a liquor. Manchester United's Lin Huang, who taught Ronaldo how to shoot, can he be a dog liquor? It's just that Taisai is a good girl, she wanted to test me, so she rejected me. As a scumbag, if I want to pick up such a high-demand good girl, I have to show deep affection. Do you understand? Arnold, yes, yes, yes. You are right. You are a scumbag pretending to be affectionate. 0. Lingard snorted angrily and walked past the two people. He is a dog licker. The next second, a low voice came. Controlled so that only two people can hear clearly. Chen Mo's eyes were blocked by a bear. Mr. Liu. Known as the famous player of the Plaid Army, Lukakovic. A typical lucky center forward. A ruthless man with 3 wrinkles on the back of his head. He shook hands with Chen Mo and spoke in a low voice, with an expression full of affirmation on his face. Chen Mo couldn't help but laugh. This guy doesn't get along with Lingard. He assisted Lingard to score and welcomed Lingard with open arms, but Lingard ignored him and danced alone. Lukaku lost face. In fact, it can be seen from this point. Even if there is no Mourinho, Manchester United will have internal strife sooner or later. Now that the contradiction is public and the internal strife is exposed, Lukaku simply stopped pretending. He is Mourinho's man, not a Manchester United youth training, and an outsider, and was scolded by Pogba, and other youths. The two sides have long disliked each other. It's normal to say bad things behind their backs. The referee blew the whistle to start the game. The game has begun. First, let me introduce the starting lineups of both sides. Liverpool, sitting at home, set up a 352 formation. Goalkeeper, Karius. Defenders, Van Dijk, Lovren, Robertson. Midfielders, Arnold, Henderson, Chen Mo, Milner, Chamberlain. Forward, Solanke. Main. The away team Manchester United set up a 4,231 formation. Goalkeeper, De Gea. Defender, Valencia. Smalling. Bailey. Ashley Young. Defensive midfielder, Matic. Pogba. Midfield, Mata. Lingard. Sanchez. Forward, Lukaku. Liverpool's ball first. Liverpool started to attack at the beginning. There was Main cooperating with Chen Mo in the front court. Chen Mo moved forward. Continuously formed passing cooperation with Main. As he moved forward, Liverpool's formation also moved forward suddenly. Chamberlain and Arnold, 2 wingers, flew directly on both wings and quickly moved forward. Manchester United players dared not ignore them. They were forced to separate players for defense. This caused Manchester United's defensive formation to be pulled apart instantly. Henderson and Turner stayed behind Chen Mo. One on the left and one on the right formed a double defensive midfielder combination, covering the area behind Chen Mo, forming a triangle position with Chen Mo. Solanke rushed forward without hesitation. Lukaku pressed. But Chen Mo made a short diagonal pass and passed the ball to Messi. At the same time, he moved forward quickly and bypassed Lukaku. After reaching Lukaku's back, Main quickly knocked the ball back to Chen Mo. Then he passed the ball forward again diagonally, leaving Chen Mo enough space in the midfield. However, when Chen Mo was advancing with the ball, Lingard rushed up. Originally, he was retreating quickly. But when he saw Chen Mo holding the ball, he couldn't help but move. He wanted to show himself. The best time was to step on Chen Mo to show his awesomeness, so that Chen Mo could show off his awesomeness. He flew towards Chen Mo. However, Chen Mo had already discovered him the moment he rushed over. His stealing action was under Chen Mo's control. Chen Mo quickly pulled the ball horizontally with his left foot and avoided Lingard's left foot. At the same time, his body tilted to the left front. It was similar to shifting the center of gravity. It was extremely realistic. Lingard's heart tightened, and he quickly moved to the left front of Chen Mo, and his body quickly arched over. He wanted to block Chen Mo directly, pass him, and steal the ball from Chen Mo. But just as he blocked and gave up his center of gravity, Chen Mo immediately pulled the ball back with his left foot and rubbed the bottom of the football with his toes in an extremely coherent manner. The football was lifted up. Lingard was caught off guard. He watched the football pass over his head and fall in the direction of his original position. But in order to block the position, his center of gravity had already shifted over. There was no way to move over. Chen Mo moved to the right front, passed Lingard from the side, and easily unloaded the ball with his foot. While unloading the ball, he had already found through the God's perspective that Chamberlain bypassed Pogba and appeared behind the opponent. Immediately, it was a long pass with the outside of his foot. The football drew an arc in the air. Facing the rushing Pogba, it passed over his head from the upper left and landed accurately behind him. I wanted to step on Chen Mo. As a result, Chen Mo showed off his face. Lingard's negative emotion value, plus 326. Beautiful. Seeing this pass, Mourinho in the coaching area couldn't help but exclaimed. What vision! What ball control ability! After unloading the ball, he didn't stop the ball and immediately launched a pass attack. It was smooth and coherent, without any drag. Mourinho wanted to applaud. Giggs, the assistant coach beside him, heard Mourinho's words and couldn't help but widen his eyes in surprise, and a surge of anger rose in his heart. "You are still the head coach of Manchester United." Then. He didn't have time to argue with Mourinho, and watched Chamberlain penetrate outside the penalty area. And there was no one defending, and there was a big gap, and he was anxious. He quickly yelled at the field. "Defense! Missed a man." It was not known whether it was Giggs' roar that reminded him or the player's reaction. Smalling quickly filled in. He blocked Chamberlain's long-range shot and blocked the space for passing to Main with his body. Solanke was tightly entangled by Bailey and had no chance of receiving the ball. However, at this moment, Main suddenly retreated. Matic was startled and quickly followed Main to block Chamberlain's space to pass the ball to him. But he ignored Chen Mo. Chen Mo, who passed the ball, had already moved forward. Pogba was only concerned with Milner and missed him. "Paul. Missed a man." Matic yelled. Pogba also reacted and rushed towards Chen Mo. At the same time, the moment Chen Mo moved forward, Chamberlain made a reverse triangle pass. The football was at Chen Mo's feet again. Chen Mo had predicted that Pogba would rush over from behind him. At the same time, Matip also gave up defending Main and rushed towards Chen Mo from the front. He wanted to cooperate with Pogba to form a pincer attack. On Chamberlain's side, Valencia also reacted and lay down on Chamberlain's body. In order to pull Manchester United's defense apart, he rushed directly to the wing and took away Manchester United's fullback Valencia. Main made a horizontal pass 693, trying to connect with Chen Mo. But Smalling followed closely and did not give him a chance to connect. Milner on the left rear saw the situation and rushed forward, but Mata chased him relentlessly. Henderson was also restricted by Lingard and Che. It means that Chen Mo was in a state of being attacked from front and back, isolated and helpless. But Chen Mo did not have too many emotional fluctuations. He pulled the ball with his left foot and turned slightly to the left. At the moment when Pogba rushed up, quickly stepped back to the left, pulled the ball to avoid Matip's pursuit, and quickly dribbled the ball with his left foot. He turned sideways to Matip, and at the same time blocked Pogba's attack. Just as Pogba was about to make his next move, his right foot quickly stretched out from the right rear side of Chen Mo to hook the ball. When Matip quickly stretched his legs forward, Chen Mo suddenly jumped back with his right foot. The ball passed over his head and Pogba's, and then he quickly turned back with his left foot as the center of gravity to bypass Pogba, leaving Matip empty. It was like turning around and bypassing two people. Matip reacted immediately, stopped and retracted his center of gravity, and quickly moved horizontally to his left, that is, in front of Chen Mo. Pogba also reacted and turned around quickly on the spot. He had a strong core strength and turned very quickly. But at the moment when the two people quickly made up for it. Watching Chen Mo, who had turned around, facing the football falling from the air, he just kicked the ball into the air without stopping. About 25 meters away from the goal. The goal rate was 75%. After Chen Mo's template was integrated, his consciousness was engraved into his bones, and he subconsciously shot the ball. The volley explosion was launched. The football was full of impact, like the shock wave generated by the explosion. It flew straight to the goal. It rushed over Bailey's head and hit the upper right corner of the goal. No one could have imagined that Chen Mo would suddenly shoot. He turned around with an incredible lob past two people and shot directly in the air without stopping the ball. De Gea was stunned for a moment. He quickly jumped after reacting. But it was too late. Debbie. The football hit the net. When he saw the goal, Chen Mo excitedly opened his arms and faced the stands. Like an emperor dominating the world. And Pogba behind him stood like a minion, silently offering him negative emotion value. Negative emotion value from Pogba, plus 761. At the moment Chen Mo opened his arms. The stands in Anfield roared like crazy. All Liverpool fans shouted excitedly. Some fans even faced Chen Mo with his arms open, raised their hands, and made a worship gesture. It was like the people were worshipping their king. The fan group composed of female models even screamed in excitement the moment Chen Mo scored a goal. Every girl jumped up in joy. They waved the scarf with Chen Mo's personal image in their hands wildly. As they danced and celebrated, the wave surged. A male fan just took a look and his nose bleeds. Episode 58. The horror of being dominated. Marionette, Pogba, my underwear has been seen through? Chamberlain passes the ball. Pogba missed. Chen Mo got the ball. Matic, Pogba, flanked from the front and back. Chen Mo pulled the ball continuously, dribbled past Matic. Pogba sneaked from the side and back of Chen Mo. At the critical moment, Chen Mo picked up the ball continuously, turned around in one go, and broke the blockade of Pogba and Matic from the front and back. One turn past the two. Shoot. Chen Mo chose to volley without stopping the ball. The ball went in. Beautiful. Volley shot. World wave. At the 7th minute and 39 seconds of the game, Chen Mo dribbled past the opponent, turned around and volleyed without stopping the ball, helping Liverpool to open the record in the Red Derby. The media hyped Pogba, Chen Mo, and the billionaire battle have now been answered. Chen Mo scored in front of Pogba. Pogba could only watch the ball pass by in front of him. Beautiful. 1 o'clock. Jean Jun's roar was broadcast live to thousands of households. This ball is extremely difficult. It starts from Chen Mo being sandwiched from front and back, continuously pulling the ball, spiking the ball, picking the ball, and completing a quick turn, and then volleying the ball without stopping the ball. It's smooth and continuous. But this requires players to have super ball control ability, super core ability, and super shooting ability. All of them are indispensable. This ball is definitely the best in the Premier League, Puska's level. Zhang Lu said excitedly, the goalkeeper is completely helpless. Jean Jun laughed twice and continued to speak. After scoring the goal, Chen Mo opened his arms at Anfield, facing the stands. At this moment, Chen Mo reigns over Anfield. The Liverpool fans in the stands cheered like his subjects, raised their hands to worship him, and shouted his name loudly. As Dragons. Seeing our Chinese compatriots achieve such results, we are also proud of it. Although our dragon football is vulnerable, although our dragon football has fallen into darkness. But in the world of football, there are still Chinese with dragon blood flowing in their bodies, speaking for us the voice of dragon blood. Zhang Jun was very excited. What you said is correct. Although he is a Chinese national. But Chen Mo came back to naturalize, but was blocked by those guys from Longzhou. He wanted to return to China. Even if his nationality is not Longwa, I agree that he is a Longwa person. It is not his fault that he failed to naturalize. He could have become a Longwa player. It has come to this point. The ban on Chen Mo has not been lifted. Longwa football is rotten. It is good not to come back. We all know that Chen Mo is dragged down by coming. He does not care about being held back. But we cannot be self-aware. Longwa football is dead. Pa pa pa. A round of applause rang out. The key place where it rang out was very inappropriate. It came from Manchester United's coaching bench. It came from Mourinho, who is still Manchester United's head coach. Giggs' face turned black. Mr. Mourinho, you are still in Manchester United's coaching bench. It is not appropriate to applaud the opponent, right? Mourinho glanced at him. The opponent performed well. He deserves everyone's applause. To become stronger, you must first learn to respect your opponent. Giggs rolled his eyes. Manchester United can respect their opponents and applaud them. But Liverpool will never be included. We are 1 goal behind. As the head coach, shouldn't you do something at this time? Giggs' tone was somewhat questioning. Mourinho smiled disapprovingly and asked, what can I do? Will you listen to me? Or will the players from Manchester United's youth training listen to me? The starting lineup for this game was arranged by you, and now you come to ask me to do something? You can completely do something for me, without asking me. After that, Mourinho turned around and walked back to the bench without hesitation. Giggs was a youth training player, a member of the 92nd class, and a retired veteran in the league. After retiring, he directly served as the team's youth training and assistant coach. He was very supportive of the youth training players. After the internal conflict broke out, as the conflict escalated, the top management intervened directly. Giggs immediately sidelined Mourinho. Without Mourinho's permission, he arranged a new starting lineup. You can say. Now the players on the field, they will not listen to Mourinho at all, they will only listen to Giggs. After losing the ball, Giggs actually asked Mourinho not to do something, which is simply a joke. Now Mourinho is just playing badly. Waiting for the end of the game to resign, he instantly bombarded Manchester United and exposed Giggs' behavior. Give them a hard eye drop, and then leave directly. Giggs' face was livid. But he knew he was in the wrong and did not refute. He could only let Mourinho play badly. He yelled at the field. Attack. Pogba lingered. Don't you want to prove yourself? Now the opportunity has come. The opportunity to show yourself has come. Giggs was crazy about Pogba and lingered. Tactical arrangements are not very good. He also has no potential to become a top coach. But as a member of Class 92, he naturally learned some skills of being a head coach from Ferguson. He learned how to get excited. Chen Mo retracted his arms. He hugged and high-fived his teammates, who ran over to celebrate with him. Then he called Henderson. Find a way to cut off the deal between Matic and Pogba later. Pogba's mental attributes are very weak. He needs bodyguards when he plays football, and Matic is his bodyguard. As long as the connection between the two of them is cut off, Pogba will start to play sleepwalking football once he is suppressed. Chen Mo knows Pogba's strengths and weaknesses very well. After all, he was reborn. He witnessed with his own eyes how Pogba was studied step by step, and finally began to slowly fall. In the end, he started taking drugs, which led to his suspension and forced to end his career. What about Lingard? Henderson asked. He and Milner focused on guarding Lingard. If they went to deal with Matic, Lingard's pressure would definitely be reduced. Don't worry about him. He's a waste. He doesn't have the ability to dribble and break through, let alone the ability to change the game. Chen Mo responded nonchalantly. Lingard is definitely a player whose fame is 10,000 times greater than his strength. He can still be useful in the right system. Once he loses the help and cooperation of his teammates, it's like the tide receding, and you can see at a glance that he is swimming naked. This is reality. Otherwise, there would be no ball to play. In the case of a large sum of money to recruit players in the Desert League, he went to play in Korea. In the end, he was scolded by the Korean head coach. I understand. Henderson nodded. I'll let Milner drag back a little and completely kill Lind. The game started again. Klopp calmed down from the ecstasy celebration. He yelled at the on-field commander. Steady first. Control the rhythm. Disrupt Manchester United's attack. As soon as these words came out, the players on the field understood what it meant. This is to give Chen Mo room to play. To disrupt Manchester United's offensive rhythm, you just need to cooperate with Chen Mo. He can drive Manchester United crazy by himself. It may be because of Giggs' excitement. It may also be that Pogba and Lingard are brave after knowing shame, or they want to save face. After the game resumed, the two were very active. Pogba showed his talent at the first time, with a precise outside kick, finding Sanchez on the wing. Sanchez, the South American king. Arsenal's top scorer in the first half of the season, just transferred to Manchester United in the winter window. Very capable. He started to pass as soon as he got the ball. Arnold was young after all, and was fooled by the shrewd Sanchez with a fake bull tail. After passing Arnold, he started to cut inside. But at the moment of cutting inside, a red figure rushed past him. Then the opponent braked suddenly. Turning quickly, he passed in front of him again and walked away. Sanchez didn't quite understand what the red figure was going to do. Fake in front of him? But he reacted immediately. His feet were empty. He looked down at his feet, and he was numb. What the hell? What am I counting? He looked at the departing red figure again. The dazzling number 10. He passed the ball to Maine. Maine took the ball and quickly counterattacked. He directly entered the Manchester United penalty area. At this moment, Sanchez fully reacted and hurriedly began to run back to defend. Maine, who entered the Manchester United penalty area, moved swiftly. His superb ball control and dribbling ability made him like a loach in the Manchester United penalty area. Matic, Smalling, and Bailey were unable to catch him and destroy the ball under his feet. He saw the right moment. He passed the ball straight through between Bailey and Matic. Solanke, who was already in the penalty area, hurried to catch up with the ball, but he was still a step behind. De Gea, who was alert at all times, quickly attacked and took the ball into his arms in advance. After getting the ball, De Gea immediately launched a counterattack. He threw the ball to Pogba, who was retreating with a powerful hand throw. Pogba did not retreat in the previous defense. He did not like to retreat to defend. So he gave Maine a gap. It also shows the importance of Matic, the bodyguard. Matic is just there to wipe his ass. He raised his foot to meet the ball. Stop the ball and turn around. All in one go. Then he dribbled forward. Chen Mo quickly rushed to Pogba and gestured to Henderson at the same time. Henderson received the signal and immediately moved forward, found Matic, and entangled with him. Milner also began to drag back and stared at Lingard. Watching Chen Mo rush up, Pogba did not pass the ball, but did not slow down his movements. It was as if he was waiting for Chen Mo to come over. It was not until Chen Mo rushed to him. Pogba started to act. Facing the life at Chen Mo's feet, he kept moving the football and even pedaled a bicycle. He used various fake moves to confuse Chen Mo. I have to say that Pogba's ability is still good, and his fake moves are full of deception. If it were someone else, he would have been fooled a long time ago. It's a pity that he was facing Chen Mo. He would definitely teach Pogba a lesson. Let him know what the horror of being dominated is. Your fake moves are like a child, I can see through it at a glance. Chen Mo stared at the football and said with a smile. Pogba became angry when he heard this. He thought it was a provocation to himself. So he started to act immediately. Another fake move, and then quickly moved the defense line and changed direction to force a breakthrough. But the moment he made the fake move, Chen Mo had already taken action. Right. Dhe. Chen Mo stretched his legs to block the ball. Pogba's breakthrough was cut off, and he quickly stopped and quickly controlled the ball. But all these were opportunities given by Chen Mo. Because Chen Mo could steal the ball as long as he wanted. But Pogba is obviously a piece of good wool. Full of hostility and dissatisfaction towards him. Plucking wool from him will definitely yield a good harvest in the end. A breakthrough was unsuccessful. Pogba obviously did not admit defeat. He began to faint all over, and the ball was slowly moving under his feet. Suddenly, he accelerated. The footwork speeds up suddenly. It's still on the right. Chen Mo said. He raised his leg to block the ball. The ball bounced back and Pogba quickly took it back. But he immediately started to move again, trying to break through continuously and catch Chen Mo off guard. His toes gently rubbed the bottom of the ball. He wanted to pick the ball and pass Chen Mo. But the moment the ball jumped up, Chen Mo had already jumped high. Pick the ball. There is no technical content. With his devilish whisper. He blocked the ball with his chest. The ball fell. Pogba failed to break through again. Pogba's continuous breakthroughs. Although 3 breakthroughs failed. But the ball was not lost, and it was still under his feet. It seems that the so-called king of steals is not so true. Premier League commentator. Manchester United star Gary Neville, seeing this situation, flattered Pogba without hesitation. He also took the opportunity to belittle Chen Mo. But his commentary partner, Liverpool legend Carragher, curled his lips and expressed his opinion. Look at Chen Mo's relaxed look, it's obvious that he hasn't exerted his strength yet. Gary Neville curled his lips and said disdainfully, if you don't have enough strength, then you don't have enough strength. Don't overpraise. Once the tide recedes, it will be clear who is swimming naked. It is indeed clear at a glance. It is Pogba who is swimming naked. The prompt in Chen Mo's mind confirmed that Pogba is now mentally unbalanced. Negative emotion value from Pogba, plus 319. Negative emotion value from Pogba, plus 461. Negative emotion value from Pogba, plus 999. What? Don't continue? Chen Mo asked with a smile. Pogba's face was ugly, and he suddenly felt powerless in front of Chen Mo. He seemed to be seen through by Chen Mo. He broke through 3 times in a row, as if he was arranged by Chen Mo. He was like a puppet of Chen Mo, and everything was controlled by Chen Mo. Mo was in control. But he was very dissatisfied. Why? I am Paul Pogba, a natural-born prodigy. How could I be crushed by Chen Mo? It doesn't matter if I can't dribble and break through. This is not my absolute strength. My real strength is vision, passing, dispatching. Thinking of this, Pogba made a decision. He immediately started to dribble the ball, still using fake moves, to confuse Chen Mo. After Chen Mo deliberately exposed the loophole for him, he immediately moved sideways quickly and pulled the ball with his left foot. Pass the ball. Looking for Mata? The moment he raised his foot to pass the ball, the devil-like voice appeared in his ears again. Chen Mo suddenly appeared in front of his passing route. He jumped up and intercepted his pass. Negative emotion value from Pogba, plus 1113. I don't believe it. Pogba was anxious. He raised his foot to unload the ball, quickly dunked to the left, and at the moment Chen Mo moved, his right foot immediately dunked back. Through pass. Looking for lingered. Chen Mo stood still, legs together, intercepting Pogba's through ball. From Pogba. Turn around. Find Matip. How boring. When Pogba turned to find Matip, he found that he couldn't pass the ball. At this moment, Chen Mo, who was already bored, quickly stepped forward and got close to Pogba. He stepped forward with his right foot and didn't turn back. He easily got the ball. Then, he immediately launched a long pass and accurately sent it to the feet of Arnold, who was charging on the wing. While passing the ball, he couldn't help but complain to Pogba. "You are far worse than Messi, Iniesta, and De Bruyne." Episode 59. Chao Zhe Solanke, Lin Huang was pierced. Pogba sleepwalking. No matter how, one sentence can pierce the other party's heart. Chen Mo said that he must be calm, and it is best to show some disappointment. Just like just now. His slightly disappointed and plain words caused Pogba to be pierced through the heart. "You are far worse than Messi, Iniesta, and De Bruyne." Time. Chen Mo's voice kept echoing in his mind. It was like the whisper of a devil, repeating constantly and echoing frequently. This made him stunned in place. Pogba was frozen. But the game was not frozen. After getting the ball, Arnold paused twice in a row, and then suddenly accelerated. It made Ashley Young miserable. His speed was originally a shortcoming. As a result, 2 consecutive sudden pauses caused him to be forced to stop the speed he had just started. Then continue to accelerate and continue to pause. After 2 consecutive times, Arnold was far away, and he couldn't catch up at all. He could only follow the opponent's exhaust gas. The key is that Arnold paused, but he didn't dare to stop. Otherwise, Arnold might really change direction and pass the ball. So he could only bite the bullet. That was so painful. He rushed all the way to the bottom line. Arnold made a decisive cross. He scooped the ball with the inside of his right foot. The ball was hoisted into the penalty area. Good opportunity. Solanke, who entered the penalty area, stared at the flying ball and was extremely excited. He quickly adjusted his pace. He kept interfering with Bailey beside him with his body. Finally, he jumped up suddenly towards the ball. But just as he was about to head the ball, a figure suddenly pounced on him. He jumped high in the way of an Ultraman. His right arm was raised high, and his left arm also pressed on him. De Gea. Manchester United's real big daddy. With his performance, he gave Karius a vivid lesson on what it means to take the initiative. Solanke was sadly suppressed by De Gea. Watching De Gea fight fiercely against the football in the air, pulled the football out of the penalty area. Solanke fell to the ground and stamped his feet in anger. His mentality was a little broken. Damn it. Is it so difficult for me to score a goal? Am I destined to be a substitute? Firmino's injury is such a good opportunity. Why is it so difficult to score a goal? Solanke wailed wildly in his heart. The football flew out of the penalty area. Mata, who retreated, ran quickly towards the landing point of the football, ready to grab the second landing point of the football. But Qing Yaojin appeared halfway. When the football 857 flew to the top of the penalty area, a red figure suddenly appeared in the air. Number 10. It's Liverpool's number 10, Chen Mo again. The moment the football was hoisted into the penalty area by Arnold, Chen Mo ran towards this side. The moment De Gea took the initiative to attack, he made a prediction. Through the run-up, top burst, full-level jumping talent, he jumped high. He successfully intercepted the football above the top of the penalty area. The moment he fell, the Manchester United players who wanted to counterattack and rush out of the penalty area braked on the spot and retreated into the penalty area. Matic shook off Henderson and rushed towards Chen Mo, wanting to grab the ball as soon as possible, or interfere with Chen Mo's long shot and pass. I have to say, in the current Manchester United lineup, only Matic and Mata can be considered professionals. Always stay serious in every game. Fight regardless of the consequences. People are indeed worthy of respect, but it does not affect Chen Mo's actions. He did not choose to shoot. The moment the ball fell, he found the loopholes in Manchester United's defense through the god's perspective. The moment he landed, no adjustment. He raised his left foot and passed it straight. The football went directly between Smalling's legs. Smalling was startled, subconsciously put his legs together, and knelt down quickly, trying to block it. But his speed was too slow. Only his tribute to Monroe was left. The football was successfully passed and accurately found Maine behind him. The ball was passed very comfortably. Even the position was very just right. There was no need for Maine to make too many adjustments. He only needed to raise his right foot and shoot. Smalling was penetrated, and Bailey even Maine shot, and quickly made a flying tackle, throwing the whole person out. He wanted to block the shooting route by himself in front of Maine. But the distance was a bit far after all. He threw himself so fast that he couldn't catch up with Main's shooting speed. A low shot. De Gea fell to the ground to save the ball. But he didn't achieve the goal of keeping the ball out. The ball passed through his armpit and hit the net hard before he fell. The ball went in. 2 o'clock. A wonderful connection between Mo and Ma. Chen Mo intercepted the ball from a high altitude and unloaded De Gea's clearance. Immediately after landing, he passed the ball and passed it through Smalling's crotch, and sent the ball back to the small penalty area, accurately finding Ma Bing. Main calmly shot and scored. In the 23rd minute of the game, he helped Liverpool expand the victory. Main was very happy after scoring. He ran all the way to Chen Mo's side and hugged Chen Mo to celebrate. It was still a familiar formula. After scoring, hug the teammate who assisted him first. S.A. Buh. Liverpool fans in the stands excitedly waved their scarves and shouted Main's name crazily. Other teammates came up to celebrate. Only Solanke had some more ideas. After high-fiving Main to express his congratulations, he quickly caught up with Chen Mo, who was returning to his own half. Mo, can you give me an assist? Solanke started to beg Chen Mo without hesitation. I just want to score a goal. As long as you can help me score, you can choose any nightclub or club in Liverpool. I can even give you my favorite technician number 8. Technician number 8 looks very similar to Peake's wife Shakira. Peake is your former teammate, and technician number 8 looks like Shakira. Imagine letting him sing Waka Waka in front of you while serving you. Solanke said at the end. His face had become lewd. Chen Mo was shocked by his words. He looked at him in disbelief. Damn it. Why didn't I find it before? This guy is actually a hidden thief? Looks like Shakira? It seems that there is a spirit that keeps attacking Chen Mo. He shook his head quickly. I am a pure boy, a piece of white paper. How can I let a thief like Solanke pollute it? I will assist you. Introduce technician number 8 to me. Chen Mo decisively chose to follow his heart. Deal. It's settled. Solanke was immediately ecstatic. With Chen Mo, a master of passing the ball, feeding him the ball at the end, he would definitely score a goal. The game started again. Giggs roared in the coaching area, urging the Manchester United players to attack frantically. Klopp was as steady as a rock, watching the confrontation between the players on the field. This is not Mourinho's tactic. Mourinho will not play against me. He only knows how to play defensive counterattacks. He even directly parked the bus. The assistant coach was immediately confused when he heard this. Isn't it the tactics arranged by Mourinho? Is there a possibility that the Manchester United executives put pressure on Mourinho and asked him to play against us? Klopp shook his head and asked, do you think Mourinho is the kind of coach who can accept others' instructions on his tactics? The assistant coach shook his head. What is that? He may have been sidelined. Klopp's eyes fell on the Manchester United coaching area. Giggs was standing on the sidelines, shouting and commanding excitedly. Mourinho also sat in the coaching seat, looking indifferent. He drank water and watched the game leisurely. This made Klopp shake his head. Manchester United's top management made the most wrong decision. The tactics should have been arranged by Giggs. It was a very failed tactic and I was very disappointed. I wanted to see what effect this lineup I developed could have against the bus defense and the ultimate defensive counterattack. What are the loopholes in the lineup? What a pity. Now I can't test the power of the lineup at all, and I can't detect the mistakes in the lineup. Klopp was very regretful. On the field, both sides attacked. The problems exposed by Manchester United were very serious. Each one fought for himself. Sanchez attacked without caring about his teammates, and didn't pass the ball to his teammates. Mata was also occupied too much by Lingard, and he couldn't play his organizational ability in the front court. Pogba lost the protection of Matic and was strongly oppressed by Chen Mo, and he began to play sleepwalking. The battering ram Lukaku was conscientious. He kept running forward and attacking Liverpool's defense. But no one passed the ball to him. He could only worry. Lingard was desperate to occupy the ball. Without Pogba to put pressure on him, he began to regard himself as the core. All kinds of dribbling, all kinds of passing, and continuous tricks. He was very active. Watching Pogba being plucked bald. Chen Mo targeted the dog Lin Huang, who provoked him again. As the saying goes, if there is a grudge, it will be avenged. Never remember a grudge, let alone a grudge overnight. It was Lingard who got the ball again. Chen Mo quickly retreated and exchanged positions with Milner. He directly blocked all the routes for Lingard to pass forward. Milner moved forward, Henderson retreated slightly, blocking Lingard's chance to pass back. He formed a three-way double team for Lingard. It was mainly a tactical double team. Now the only thing in front of Lingard was Chen Mo, who broke through with the ball. Or Pogba behind him would help him. But Pogba has already started sleepwalking. He would not run up to support. So Lingard had no choice but to do it recklessly. He dribbled the ball with his right foot and began to test Chen Mo. The fake move was so fake that it was life-threatening. He was not even a little bit worse than Pogba. He was almost as bad as Sanchez. Really? Too fake. Chen Mo took a step forward. He caught the ball under Lingard's feet with his left foot, quickly hooked it and then quickly pulled it back. The ball was successfully intercepted by Chen Mo and landed at his feet. Easy and easy. From Lingard's negative emotion value plus 617. How could this happen? I must have underestimated the enemy. I am the King Lin, the infinitely arrogant King Lin, the King Lin who taught Ronaldo to shoot. After a round of self-brainwashing, Lingard felt that he was good again and rushed towards Chen Mo. But everything was predicted by Chen Mo. Chen Mo quickly dribbled the ball with his left foot. Then he seized the opportunity and rubbed the inner instep of his right foot against the lower right side of the ball. The football easily went through Lingard's crotch. At the same time, Chen Mo quickly passed Lingard's right side and came behind Lingard. Lingard found that he was penetrated and immediately turned around in a rage, looking at the football under Chen Mo's feet, and stretched out his left leg to grab it. But Chen Mo pulled the ball very easily. Then he quickly raised his leg and knocked it hard with his heel. The football once again passed through the gap formed by Lingard's leg grab and completed the crotch again. Chen Mo used his left foot as the axis and quickly turned on the spot. The right foot stopped the ball. Lingard was once again dribbled past by Chen Mo. From Lingard's negative emotion value plus 1222. RSA. Lingard cursed. He turned around in anger and rushed towards Chen Mo. He was obviously overwhelmed by anger and wanted to foul Chen Mo and teach Chen Mo a lesson. But Chen Mo smiled, and at the moment when Lingard rushed over, Chen Mo kicked Lingard fiercely and dribbled through him again. He dribbled past Lingard for the third time. At the same time, he bypassed Lingard again, making Lingard miss and successfully got the ball again. From Lingard's negative emotion value plus 2119. How is it? Is your dribbling skill useless? Chen Mo asked back with a smile. He was almost done with the wool and he had no interest in continuing. After asking back, he immediately took the ball and went towards Manchester United's backcourt. Negative emotion value from Lingard plus 1967. Anger is gone. My mind is blank. I am completely numb from Chen Mo's crotch piercing. 3 consecutive dribbles. 3 consecutive dribbles against Lingard. What a naked humiliation. Lingard probably didn't expect that Chen Mo could play tricks on him 3 times in a row so easily. Chen Mo passed him like passing the road at 5:30 in the morning. After dribbling the ball forward and crossing the half-court, Chen Mo decisively chose to pass the ball to Henderson. And moved forward quickly, seeking cooperation with Henderson. But just when Henderson was about to receive the ball, a little accident happened. His feet slipped. He almost stumbled and fell on the grass. Maddox saw the opportunity and rushed up, getting the ball before Henderson. Then he immediately passed the ball to Pogba. He is a rough guy, doing the work of a sweeper, an engineer, and Pogba's bodyguard. As long as you grab the ball, you just need to give it to Pogba as soon as possible. So this time is the same as usual. After grabbing the ball, immediately pass the ball to Pogba, let him stop the transfer. But Pogba, who has started sleepwalking, got the ball and had no intention of making any adjustments. The whole person is completely out of shape. After he got the ball, he actually started to dribble the ball back. Paul. Attack. When Maddox saw this scene, he was stunned at first, but he reacted immediately and shouted at Pogba to remind him. Oh. Right. Attack. Pogba, who was reminded, seemed to have just woken up from a dream. Immediately dribbled the ball and turned the gun. But it was because of this dribbling back that gave Chen Mo time to rush in front of him. Seeing Chen Mo appear in front of him again, Pogba, who had just woken up from a dream and was a little more awake, echoed Chen Mo's words in his mind again. You are far behind Messi, Iniesta, and De Bruyne. It's so boring. Pogba's eyes suddenly became clear, full of confusion and stupidity. Chen Mo was not polite when he saw this. He pressed forward unceremoniously towards Pogba. This really gave Pogba a shock. Pogba, who was panicking, began to deal with the football under his feet in a panic. It was as if the football under his feet was a hot potato and he wanted to throw it away quickly. Yeah. He kicked it in a panic. The football was passed directly to Chen Mo, who was pressing forward. Seeing this scene, Giggs was completely furious. Pogba, what the hell are you thinking? Chen Mo was confused by this. What's going on? He started to pass the ball to the opponent for charity? But Chen Mo reacted quickly. He accepted the gift unceremoniously. He dribbled past Pogba and aimed at the gap in Manchester United's defense line. The football drew a rainbow-like arc in the air. It passed through the huge gap between Valencia and Smalling and landed accurately behind Smalling. Episode 60. Crazy female model. Shot Lukaku in the head, Ferguson fainted. A dramatic scene appeared in the game. Pogba made a huge mistake. He actually passed the ball directly to Chen Mo. Jean Jun said with unexpected excitement. Zhang followed up, maybe because of Chen Mo's continuous steals just now, Pogba has a psychological shadow. Chen Mo directly launched a long pass. The outside of the foot arc ball past Smalling. The footwork is really good. Solanke seized the opportunity and successfully countered the offside. He received the pass. De Gea took the initiative to attack. Jean Jun's voice touched the hearts of all Liverpool fans watching the game. Solanke stopped the ball. Facing De Gea rushing towards him. He couldn't help but feel a little flustered. He was a little weak in panic. I don't care. Just kick it. I don't care if it goes in or not. The mentality is just bad. He looked at the football, without observing De Gea's position at all, and kicked the football hard. Fit. The power works miracles. The football was ejected like a cannonball. Fuck. Suddenly a scream sounded. Solanke looked up at the ball. The football hit De Gea's face directly. It was so accurate. De Gea's eyes were wide open, full of fear of football. Seeing the football getting bigger and bigger in front of his eyes, it completely blocked his entire vision. De Gea, I closed my eyes subconsciously, Jing. You can't hit the face or the nose. This ball hits the nose, and the high nose bridge that I am proud of will collapse 100%. Dib. The football hit De Gea's face hard. The burning pain made De Gea's brain very clear. He opened his eyes suddenly and found himself lying on the grass, watching the rebounded football being shot by Solanke. It was shot into the goal. There was a burst of grief in my heart. Sacrificed my face, but still failed to keep it? Then what happened to me when I was hit by the football? Isn't it a waste of time to fight like this? Solanke's powerful shot. The ball hit De Gea's face and bounced out. Solanke's follow-up shot. The ball is in. 3 o'clock. Liverpool has once again expanded their lead. Dell? Manchester United players are calling for the team doctor. Solanke's powerful shot just now hit him squarely in the face, and it was a solid blow. I hope De Gea is okay. He is the most stable player in Manchester United's lineup. On the court. Manchester United's team doctor quickly came on the field to check on De Gea. Half of De Gea's face was swollen. The most important thing is that blood was oozing from the corner of his mouth. The teeth were a little loose. Manchester United players gathered around and stared at De Gea, who was being treated by the team doctor. They didn't know what they were thinking. Damn. De Gea is so miserable. He risked his life and didn't care about his face. But he still couldn't defend and let Liverpool score. Are you sure Solanke has no grudge against him? This football competition is so exciting. It hurts me to watch it. De Gea, do you know how much damage a competition can cause to my young heart? But on the other side, Solanke, who got the referee's signal that he had scored, started his crazy celebration. He rushed towards Chen Mo and hugged Chen Mo. Technician number 8, Shakira is yours. I'll pay for your consumption. If you are interested, I can help you contact Peak and watch the game live. Solanke kept talking to Chen Mo. But the promises were getting more and more outrageous. This fucking Solanke. Have you watched too much Romance of the Three Kingdoms? Although the so-called number 8 technician is not Shakira, and has nothing to do with Peak. But they look alike. You fucking contacted Peak for a live broadcast? You want to play with your husband? Fuck. You fucking play a lot? You even learned the essence of the little nest? Come on. I think you should go see De Gea first. Do you have a grudge against him? That kick was really fierce, it went to De Gea's face. Are you sure he didn't use that face to steal your girlfriend? Chen Mo couldn't help but complain. Thinking of the scene where the football hit De Gea's face just now, he couldn't help but feel pain in his face. How big is the hatred? How could he use such great strength? Solanke turned back to look at De Gea. He was embarrassed immediately. If I say that I was just guessing and didn't mean it at all, wouldn't it be too embarrassing? Simply. De Gea didn't have a serious problem. No concussion. After being treated by the team doctor, he can continue to participate in the game. This made Solanke feel relieved. And Giggs was really a big sigh of relief. If the goalkeeper had come down, Manchester United might be in a worse situation? Pogba, what are you thinking about? This is a Manchester United game, stop sleepwalking, wake up. He yelled at Pogba. But Pogba seemed not to hear, his eyes were dull and his heart was absent. And so the game started again. Pogba seemed to be trapped in his own dream. Until the end of the first half, he was completely sleepwalking. Giggs was furious and gnashed his teeth. But Mourinho knew very well. Pogba was being the pressure from Chen Mo overwhelmed him. With the support of his bodyguards cut off, his mental attributes were not strong. Facing the crushing pressure from Chen Mo, his psychological defense line collapsed directly. The best way now is to make a substitution immediately, remove a striker and replace him with McAllister. Add a bodyguard to Pogba. Find someone to share the pressure for him. But Mourinho, who has already been in a bad situation, did not intend to remind Giggs, and he was always watching from the sidelines. Even during the halftime break, he did not leave the coaching seat and returned to Manchester United's locker room. Hearing the referee's whistle, Chen Mo also relaxed a lot in an instant. He followed his teammates and walked straight to the players' tunnel, ready to go to the locker room. As a result, as soon as he arrived at the entrance of the players' tunnel, he was baptized by the female model fan group throwing gifts. They were right next to the entrance of the players' tunnel. Seeing Chen Mo coming, they all started screaming. They blew kisses to Chen Mo to show their love, and Mo threw their intimate gifts. For a moment, colorful granary doors came at him. All kinds of colors. And there were lace ones. Chen Mo was shocked by the scene. Facing the fan club composed of these female models, Chen Mo suddenly felt like he was facing a female demon who wanted to eat his Tang monk's flesh. Just as Chen Mo was about to dodge this group of crazy female demons, suddenly a figure jumped down from the stands and landed right in front of the players' tunnel. Black stockings, long legs, and miniskirt. Wearing a white shirt. Big golden waves. The other party rushed up and hugged Chen Mo without waiting for Chen Mo to react. Then he felt his face wet. Let go. Stop kissing. Shut up. Security, come quickly. Stop them. Quick. Don't let them come down. 10 minutes later. Chen Mo, who was still confused and hadn't reacted yet, was sent to the locker room by the security personnel. His hair was messy. He only had one last bottom line left on him. His jersey, shorts, socks, shoes, and even the shin guards he won in the system lottery were all taken away. His whole body, including the last bottom line. The lip color mark was particularly conspicuous. Just after a female model fan jumped off the stands and hugged him and took excessive actions. In an instant, it was like opening the Pandora's box of these female fairies. Some people quickly jumped down. There were too many people and they surrounded Chen Mo directly, and they took all kinds of excessive actions. The security personnel were squeezed outside, and after 10 minutes, they successfully rescued him. The female fans were sent back to the stands. And on the side of the stands facing the players' channel, an extra row of security personnel was added to guard. To prevent these crazy female fans from rushing down again and doing excessive things to Chen Mo. As Chen Mo entered the locker room, everyone's eyes were focused on him at the first moment. Klopp patted his shoulder with a lewd look on his face. Did the security personnel go too early? AAA. This sentence instantly caused laughter in the entire locker room. Chen Mo looked like he had lost all hope in life. Damn it. I'm not clean anymore. A good piece of white paper was ruined by the goat fairy. Don't let me know who those overly beautiful women were just now, otherwise he will definitely go door to door to ask for justice. Okay. Wipe it quickly. I don't want to see you play the game in the second half with lip marks all over your face and body. Of course the media should especially want to see it. Klopp teased again. Chen Mo blushed and ran into the bathroom shyly. There was no way to take a shower. There was still the second half of the game. If you took a shower, it would cool down your muscles, which would have a great impact on your game status in the second half. So he could only wipe it. After wiping, he changed into a new jersey and shorts, socks, and shoes. The system-produced shin guards were gone, so he could only borrow Arnold's shin guards. You're damned. I was so envious just now. I wish I could replace you. Arnold expressed his strong yearning for what Chen Mo had just experienced, without any scruples. If you've experienced it, you'll know how terrible it is. Chen Mo thought of what had just happened, the kind of being treated like an object, tossed and turned. He couldn't help but feel a chill all over his body. You're taking advantage of me. Arnold spit on Chen Mo's behavior. The halftime break was over. Returning to the court, when passing through the exit of the players' tunnel, Chen Mo passed through very quickly. He was afraid that if he was a step slower, the female fairies would rush down again and surround him. Chen Mo's reaction immediately caused a burst of laughter from the female model fans in the stands. The second half of the game is about to start. Please give me flowers. Welcome everyone to continue watching the second Manchester United game of the Premier League this season. Players from both sides are back on the field. Just during the halftime break, there was a little incident. When Chen Mo passed the entrance to the player tunnel, Chen Mo's female model fans ran down from the stands and surrounded him. It is not convenient for us to retell what happened in the live broadcast. But what is certain is that Chen Mo was rescued by security 10 minutes later. Ha ha ha. The new heartthrob is worthy of his name. Jean Jun's laughter was somewhat meaningful, and there was a feeling of understanding. My tears of envy flowed down uncontrollably. Only 10 minutes? So fast? What the hell do you mean upstairs? Let me go. This is not the car to the kindergarten. Hundreds of beauties jumped off the stands and surrounded Chen Mo for an hour. Is this a distortion of human nature, or morality? It's a mix-up. Is it the beauty's insolence, or Chen Mo's happiness? A bunch of little bastards actually bullied my husband when I was away. I'm so angry. If I book a flight now, can I still join in the siege of Chen Mo? The second half of the game started. It was obvious that Manchester United had become lifeless. Playing without fighting spirit. It was as if Liverpool had broken his spine. The passion of the Red Devils, the soul that would not give up until the end, seemed to have been drained of all its energy. Chen Mo was suppressing him from the start. Pogba made mistakes one after another. Lingard avoided Chen Mo, but was still penetrated by Chen Mo again. Without anyone to restrict him, Chen Mo played even better. The game was in the 83rd minute. Chen Mo completed the assists for 5 goals. 0. He assisted Maine to score 3 goals and Chamberlain to score 2 goals. In the stands, Ferguson, who was there to support the team, was now livid and stared at the Manchester United players on the field. He kept shaking his head. This is not Manchester United. Manchester United now is not what Manchester United should be. They actually lost their fighting spirit. How did my Manchester United become like this? Ferguson was a little skeptical about life. And the Liverpool king Dalglish, who also came to help, was smiling. He even yawned. He even felt a little bored. Manchester United had no ability to resist, which made him feel like punching cotton, feeling bland. It would be more interesting if the opponent resisted and then beat them up. Duh. Chen Mo made a long pass to Solanke. Solanke headed the ball. De Gea slapped it out of the baseline. The referee awarded Liverpool a corner kick. Chen Mo volunteered. He ran to the corner area and carefully placed the ball. There was a commotion in Manchester United's penalty area. Players from both sides pushed each other and used their bodies to fight each other, trying to get a better position. Manchester United was fully prepared. Even Lukaku, who played as a centre forward, ran back to his own penalty area, ready to help the team compete for the header. After receiving a signal from the referee, Chen Mo glanced at the penalty area, made a gesture that was not good enough, and passed the ball. The penalty area became more chaotic in an instant. Solanke broke through the siege, ran to the front of the penalty area, locked his eyes on the football, predicted the landing point, moved quickly, and then jumped high. But when he saw that the football was about to fall and he could head it immediately, a huge impact force hit him, causing him to lose his balance directly. The impact force came from Lukaku, who ran over and jumped to compete with him for the header. The impact force formed by that more than 200 pounds of body was not something Solanke could withstand. Solanke was almost knocked away and lost the qualification to compete for the header. Lukaku stretched his body, tilted his head slightly back, and turned his head sharply towards the football. He wanted to take this opportunity to pass the ball out of his own penalty area so that the team could form a quick counterattack. But he turned his head a little too fast. The football hit him right on the temple. A solid headshot. It bounced directly towards the goal. Hit De Gea caught off guard, there was no time to save. Watching the football being headed by Lukaku into his own fans. Damn. I really want to score a goal. Lukaku landed, covered his face with his hands, and was speechless facing the Manchester United fans. The ball is in. Lukaku scored an own goal. Helped Liverpool break through their own goal. The whole Anfield Stadium rang out applause for Lukaku. Anfield was filled with applause. In the stands, Ferguson listened to the applause of Liverpool fans for their own player's own goal. He was not feeling well. He looked at the extremely dazzling 7 o'clock score on the big screen again. He just felt as if his chest was blocked. It became difficult to breathe. What's wrong with you? Honey? Are you feeling uncomfortable? Ferguson's wife discovered his situation and was frightened and shouted immediately. Sir. Sir learned it. Call the medical staff. Call an ambulance quickly. Maru.